Everybody's on my nerves today. Everybody's on my nerves.
Are you going to sit there and just take it?
Let's get to it. Your Wednesday afternoon, Mason and Ireland right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Momo's here, Bergman's here, BC is here, and Laura is here. And I know there are a lot of people out there who followed the news yesterday. We did as well, and it's not something we're going to talk about on the show because we are in the sports and fun department.
Yes.
Oregon number 1.
What's that?
Oregon number 1.
Oh, yeah, Oregon number
Shohei
1. That was the
surgery
election.
on his shoulder?
Yeah.
'Cause I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, no, that's exactly
I
it.
thought it was the Oregon thing.
Yeah, no, not the Oregon thing, although they're there.
They're right there.
They're
Shohei's
there.
going to be ready for spring training.
Yeah, Shohei
That's
had
important.
arthroscopic surgery on his shoulder, his
Labrum?
left labrum.
Ooh.
That's the shoulder that he dislocated during the playoffs this year and played through.
Yeah.
He's going to need arthoscopic surgery. Well,
With his
did it.
arm while holding
did.
his
Holding
arm.
his arm.
While
Literally holding his arm
the
in
collar
The
of
jersey
his
the entire
jersey, yeah.
time.
Yeah, he was not. But again, the word is he's going to be ready for spring training, which is
Is
the
he
most
going to
important
pitch,
thing.
though? That was my...
Well, this is the non-pitching
Yeah,
shoulder.
different arm.
Different arm.
It's his left shoulder, right?
Wait a minute. No, is it? It's the opposite shoulder. It's not
So
the throwing
then it's
shoulder.
his right
It's his
arm.
right.
No, it's...
Well,
No.
wait a minute.
Does he pitch right-handed or left-handed? I don't even know because he didn't pitch last year.
Yeah, no, he's.
This is something we should have figured out ahead of time.
Right, no, but I know it's a very good question though. In terms of
I thought it was his
Ohtani,
non-pitching shoulder.
he is a right hand. See, we've not seen him. He's a right-handed pitcher.
Right. So left
it is.
arm, right
So it's
hand.
his.
Yeah,
So it's his
okay.
left shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right, so what did I miss? I was gone for a couple of days. What did I miss? Bergman, what was happening around here?
You miss USC being terrible. You
Shut up.
Yeah.
You miss Rams having a great
Yeah?
victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It was
good.
fantastic.
You missed the Lakers dropping a weird one.
That's
Dropping a weird one,
What's
yeah.
going on with the
Detroit.
Lakers is very weird.
Yep.
Everybody wants to know about Christian Coloco.
Oh,
That's essentially-
Christian Coloco.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Ooh, I want to take you to Christian Coloco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
works if you
here's
do
what
speed
I
it up
want
a
to know,
little
bit.
Momo. I've not seen Christian Coloco play. I don't know what role he's going to have, but apparently he's going to be available. What do you know about Christian Coloco?
He was one of those guys that's perpetually 2 years away from being 2 years away. He's one of those guys.
So a
But
savior.
talent, lots of it, but not so experienced or developed. But he got there eventually
Right.
when he was playing, and then he had this blood clotting condition. So he's been out, and they finally cleared him. I don't know I don't know the details of the condition, but
Okay.
it was serious enough that the medical board of the NBA had to clear him and say it was safe for him to play.
Got it.
So he finally passed that clearance.
Yep.
And now with Anthony Davis's foot, you missed the Anthony
Right.
Davis foot thing.
He's questionable for tonight.
And it was another scary AD thing. Like, did
Yeah,
he hurt
no,
his
it
foot
was.
again?
He says he came down on exactly the spot at the foot where he had problems before.
Yeah.
So
He was injured with an ankle injury a couple years ago too, right? Was it
Last year was all his
year?
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davis questionable tonight. Hood Schifino out. Maxwell Lewis out. Vanderbilt out. Wood out. Reeves is probable. Russell is probable. So Davis is the question mark. And Rui Hachimura, I think
He's doubtful.
he's doubtful.
Oh, really?
yeah.
So the question is, what they're going to play Memphis tonight.
Yeah.
What do you do in terms of replacing Rui in the starting lineup? And
Yeah.
we looked at it and thought, I personally would like to see Dalton Connect out there.
Okay.
I think that they're most likely to go with the guy that J.J. Redick said the other night has earned some trust, Cam Reddish. Now, the
Yeah.
problem with Cam Reddish is he's a zero offensively. He's not going to give you, he's not a shooter. He's not going to give you points. So who do you replace him with, especially given the fact that they had 54 bench minutes on Monday night and they scored 10 points. 10 points off the bench.
I'm with JJ because of who they're playing. You're playing John Morant.
Yeah.
The biggest issue that I see with the Lakers right now is perimeter defense. It's been the same issue for the last couple of years. By the way, Darvin Ham is sitting here saying, "Ha ha ha!
It's
Told
all,
ya!"
It's
yeah,
all
but
the same problems,
Doesn't
right?
he have his hands in his pockets while he's doing
No.
it?
JJ keeps his hands out.
Yeah.
But somewhere Darvin is saying, see, this is not, JJ couldn't solve
Right,
the same thing,
sure,
right? Like,
sure.
have fun with this. is the Lakers' 2 starting guards are very talented offensively, but limited defensively.
Yes.
And so they're getting eaten alive on the perimeter, which means that I think they're like 27th in an interior defense.
Yep.
Which should never happen on an Anthony Davis team.
Right.
Anthony Davis could be a defensive player of the year.
Yes.
Which means too many people are getting into the paint. He can only clean up so much of it.
Yep.
They've got to have better perimeter defense. I think Cam Reddish gives them the best chance of having a better perimeter defender out there. And even though he might be a 0 offensively, you got to trade defense for offense sometimes.
Yeah. JJ started his press conference the other night, and this may lead to Reddish.
Yeah.
He said, need to start the game with more pride defensively.
There it is.
So he put the emphasis on the defense.
Yeah.
That probably means Cam Reddish.
So that's pretty much the reason why they had Jared Vanderbilt in the starting rotation, because he's a defender. He has no shot whatsoever, not even from the corner. So this kind of feels like the same kind of thing.
That's right.
Where he can just guard guys on the defender. And also he's good at just like getting back after a made basket, getting back and getting a steal.
Honestly,
or just guarding.
do you want to know what he
feet.
should? This is a bit of an indictment of Gabe Vincent as well.
Well, wait, a bit. I mean, he played 18 minutes the other night, had a steal
and a foul.
and a foul
Yeah.
and a turnover, and did not take a shot.
Yeah.
You couldn't make less of an impression on a game than
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent did the other night.
And this is what they got him for, is perimeter defense and making 3-pointers. This is what he was signed to that contract for.
Yeah, 18 minutes doesn't take a shot.
The whole point of getting Gabe Vincent was he was a strong, stout perimeter defender, and he could hit a 3.
Yeah.
And he has not done that. I'll give him last year because he was hurt, but this year when you're healthy and your team needs exactly the skill set that you are supposed to provide, this is, troubling to say the least, that they don't trust him yet in this role, or that he can't just step right in here and make a difference.
These are different players, obviously, but he really is starting to feel like Kendrick Nunn 2.0. They're basic. It was out
Well,
for
the
first
difference
year.
is, though, I see what you're saying.
They're not. He missed an entire year,
Yeah.
comes back a little bit for the second year, and he's just not anything.
Yeah.
He isn't showing anything that's going to help this bench, which this is obviously a problem. When you have your 5 starters playing 35 minutes plus every single night, and you're getting nothing from your bench, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, their bench is going to be an issue. I mean, if you're actually, we'll continue this conversation because it's a good one. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. Going to spin the wheel of questions. We're going to take your calls on Sports Graffiti. Momo's here. Bergman's here. Ireland is back tomorrow.
I think so.
With a question mark at the end.
He is.
Tomorrow.
There we go. Yay.
Tomorrow.
Ireland.
So he'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, there is now a better way to play daily fantasy. This is my official fantasy app. You name the game. World Series. Well, I guess that's over now. I'll change that script. NFL, NBA. If you want to bet on next year's World Series, I guess. You pick a player, and then you take a shot at over-under. Sleeper is the killer app. Once you try it, you will never go back to the others. Right now, get this. Download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. They are going to triple the money up to $100. And for tonight, let me see what I got in here. I got SGA over 21.5 points. That pick is on sale, by the way. Did you take that one?
I got that one as well.
Yeah,
yes,
the pick is on sale. I got LeBron over 24.5 because
got that one as
you
well.
do
Yeah, there we go.
because AD may be limited. I've got Zach Edey under 18.5 points plus rebounds. I think he'll have a quiet night. And Klay Thompson over 3.5 threes tonight. Those are my over-unders. Again, download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. Triple your money up to $100. Sleeper, the only daily fantasy sports app that I use. Do me a favor. Download the Sleeper app. Thank me later. Sleeper, it's the better way to play daily fantasy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
After a 3-0 loss in Vancouver, the Black and Gold find themselves in a do-or-die match Friday night.
We have no one to blame but ourselves, and we will look to correct those mistakes this week in training and try to finish out the series on Friday.
A spot in the Western Conference semifinals is on the line in a decisive Game 3 at BMO Stadium.
We know our fans are amazing, and we're going to do everything we can to bring a win at home and move on to the next round.
Los Angeles Football Club versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Pre-game begins Friday night at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Everyone has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and move. Some have inherited a property they want to get rid of, or maybe it's just time for a change. Whatever your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, as they can close in days, no complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they have the reviews to prove it. Call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747, or go to sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical, because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Ricky Gervais, Mortality.
Remember those jokes we used to have when we were kids, like, Doctor, Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a pair of curtains. Well, pull yourself together then. I've done a woke version. Bloke goes to the doctor. He goes, Doctor, Doctor, I keep thinking I'm a pair of curtains. And the doctor goes, well, you are then.
Ricky Gervais, live on stage, Hollywood Bowl, Saturday, May 31st. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Mature audiences only. For more, visit RickyGervais.com.
Gear up for game day with GNC. Just like your favorite college team prepares for their matchup each week, you can get ready to crush your fitness goals with GNC. Your coaches are in stores, ready to help you build muscle like a linebacker or slim down after a tough season. They have everything you need, including all the top brands, the new flavors you crave, the hottest protein, pre-workouts, creatine, and more to tackle your fitness goals. Don't wait for the final whistle. Fuel your fitness at GNC. Visit your local GNC or GNC.com today.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, what's on tap today on 710? Thanks to Michelob Ultra, the 4-3 Lakers continue the road trip as they head to Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Coverage starts at 3:30, tip-off at 5. Hear it on your afternoon drive on 710 AM or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Who's doing from 3 to 3:30 today? My show ends at 3. Who's here in that interim half hour?
Me?
You, Momo.
Oh, really?
We're all here.
Yeah. So it's overtime?
Yeah, no.
Do we get credit for overtime?
You have to work that out with your contract.
Oh,
I can't help you
do
there.
That. Yeah.
I like how you just slipped that in the group text this morning. By the way, today's till 3:30.
I wanted to let you know before you started the shift.
P.S. You're working an extra half hour.
Well, yeah.
So here's here's a question for you, Momo and Bergman and everybody. Laura, you had sent this a couple of weeks ago, but there is a South Korean fashion model who was trying to be Miss Universe at the age of 81.
Oh, that's
Good for
awesome.
her.
She did not win the Miss South Korea, but she was the runner-up. So she was very close to actually making Miss Universe. Now
she looks great.
She does. She looks terrific. She's very modelly. There, she's very pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Oh,
very like glamorous and stuff. How old is too old to be in a beauty pageant?
I think never too old. I think she could pull that off.
I actually do
great.
too. I do too. You know, I took my mom last year
Yeah?
to see Miss
Universe.
USA.
Oh yeah.
At the where was I? Was that across the street?
It was the Peacock.
It was
right?
at the Peacock, yeah.
Okay.
And they absolutely loved it. It was really weird to see a beauty pageant. It feels
Okay.
so out of date, but I think this is the kind of thing that makes it feel more relevant.
cool.
You don't have to be single anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're allowed to be married. You're allowed to do all that
Yeah.
stuff. I think it'd been really cool.
Wait,
But
you had to be. You couldn't be single.
you
You
had to be
sorry,
single.
had to be
because
single.
you had to be a miss.
Oh yeah.
You
That makes
couldn't
sense.
have a missus. Now they've
Okay.
changed that. You can now have a married.
I mean, there is
person.
something to be said for like American Idol. They always have an age limit.
Yeah.
So they could put an age limit on it. Like I think American Idol is 30. I don't
Right.
think you can be
they
over 30.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Why?
Do they still have American Idol?
I haven't watched it in a few
Yeah,
years.
I don't even know if they're
Is
still.
Katy Perry still on it?
I think
know
there was.
I know there's The Voice because my mom just lives and dies with that show.
John Legend.
I watched
John
American
Legend.
Idol for a while. I watched but it's just the second kid. I don't have time.
Yeah, I
and if I'm
totally
gonna
get it.
watch shows, I'm gonna watch Below Deck or I'm gonna watch.
Oh God,
Top
You're gonna
Chef.
watch. Oh
And
well, Top Chef is a
I
really
really
well
like
done
Top
show.
Chef. I like Below Deck, and I'm
Below
gonna watch
Deck is
Aaron
crap, though.
Hernandez. That's so good.
Oh, the Aaron Hernandez series is very good.
So good.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting. And
You
the
know what
kid, the kid who's playing Aaron Hernandez is awesome.
Yeah. And it's there's a lot of story there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of story.
Anybody on the Penguin?
Oh, yeah.
No, tell me
Good.
what's the Penguin? I don't
I
know
have
this.
not
one.
started watching it. It feels like it's
good.
right up my alley.
It is
Yeah.
so
It is
good.
so
It is
good.
right up your alley. The weird thing about The Penguin, and it's
Okay.
done by the executive producers Matt Reeves, who did
Okay.
The Batman and all that stuff.
Okay.
It's Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Okay.
And it's put into the real world. He's just like
a mob boss,
He's
right?
a mob boss. He doesn't have any special powers, just like in any Matt Reeves superhero movie. There are no special powers, and the Penguin's just a badass mob boss. And the girl,
Does he look like a penguin? Does he have like a
no,
He's
feathers?
unrecognizable
he's
to me.
you will not.
Have
He's
you not
wearing.
seen him?
He's wearing 50 pounds of makeup.
Oh wow.
He walks like a penguin because he's got a big brace on his leg.
Oh yeah.
So it's all put into real
Yeah.
and he has no superpowers.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's excellent.
I have all these
Nobody-
shows that I want to watch now. I want to watch Diplomat season 2.
I watched Diplomat 1. It sort of it tailed off for me.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
it tailed off.
Yeah,
I
it tailed
agree.
off. Yeah,
But I still like those. I love those spy things. I love spy shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, check it out, Momo. Here's
Okay.
a picture.
Oh yeah, here's the page.
Let me
You will not recognize
Colin Farrell.
It's on Sunday nights on HBO. I think we're
Oh wow.
we're up
Totally
through,
different person.
through episode
Wow.
7, I think now,
Okay.
right?
I'm behind. I'm still on 4.
So you missed where he dies?
Oh.
Totally kidding.
Well, there's the end of the show.
Totally kidding.
By the way,
kidding. He has
what
to
did
be
you
kidding.
what did you do for your break, your load management days?
I saw a bunch of movies.
Cool.
Yeah, my days were spent at the movies. I saw one called A Real Pain, starring Kieran Culkin.
Is that the one with Kieran Culkin and the guy that was in? What's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
always want to call him Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played
Mark,
Mark
yeah. He
Zuckerberg.
played Mark. What's his name?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse
Eisenberg. Thank you.
Yeah,
What a pull right there.
He wrote and directed A Real Pain.
I
and
never
good?
do those.
Kieran Culkin kind of steals the show.
Was the movie good?
Excellent.
Excellent?
Yeah, you'd really like it. I saw one called Amelia Perez, which is the craziest friggin'
Is
movie
it
I've
good?
seen. It's crazy cool.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
really good. I saw
a
one
lot of
called
buzz on that.
Honora, which is about a stripper.
Oh.
And she and this Russian oligarch kid get together. It's a great thriller kind of movie. And I'm trying to think. I saw Conclave, which is Ralph Fiennes, and it's the election of a new pope, and so it's all set like in the
With
Sistine
the white
Chapel.
smoke and the black smoke.
Exactly,
and, okay.
all that stuff.
All right,
so
cool.
Yeah, I went on a movie binge.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I watched all the games, including the Rams.
There
That
you
was a
go.
good win.
Yeah, it was a
Great
great win.
Super Bowl
for the Rams.
potentially Rams. Right?
Yeah, Dan Orlovsky says he can see the Rams going all the way to the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he
If
is
Puka
a,
doesn't get kicked out of games anymore.
He's
By
such
the
a
way,
Stafford homer.
Can I
He's
can
such
I
a
just?
homer.
He is such a Stafford
He
homer.
loves
you're right.
Stafford.
Here's the thing about that though. When you go back and look, and we'll talk to Sean about this tomorrow. He'll punt the entire thing, but I really thought that was a BS ejection.
Oh, it was.
He did not
Yeah.
really throw a punch. He was
No.
really pushing him away.
Yeah.
And everybody took.
It was soft. Just call it.
Yeah, it was soft.
Yeah.
That's not a punch.
Yeah.
I know what punches look like. That's not a punch.
But it's hard to punch when somebody's wearing a helmet.
Correct. So why are you ejecting
Right.
him?
like you're not going to hit him with your
Right.
hand when they're wearing a helmet.
No. So I thought that was a BS ejection.
you
But
think
they
of that
got away with
interception
it.
return?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was unbelievable.
It's just amazing how much that offense changed getting those two back. I know you said it
Yeah.
over and over again. Getting Kupp and Puka Nacua back just change every. It leaves Demarcus Robinson open all the time.
Oh my God!
He can
Demarcus
just all he has to do
Robinson.
is just run his route, and he's always open.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah. No, really, really good player. He's their third wide receiver, but he has been valuable while they've been missing Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And they've done a great job of treading water. They tread water.
Yeah.
Until those guys could get back.
Yeah, they did.
And now it really is, starting with the Minnesota game, you're like, well, it's a different team.
It's amazing. Like, if you look at the standings in the NFC West, it's amazing that all four teams are just the same.
Arizona's 5-4. Rams are second at 4-4.
Yeah.
Niners are third at 4-4,
4-4.
but the Rams beat the Niners.
Yep.
And then Seattle falls to 4-5.
Yeah.
But they're like right in the middle of this thing. And if you look at the Rams schedule, I wasn't necessarily going to go here right now, but they're home to the Dolphins on Monday. Very winnable game.
Yep.
Then they are at New England. Again,
Totally winnable.
Very winnable game.
Drake May is looking pretty good, but yes.
Yeah, till the last minute.
Yeah.
Then they're home to the Eagles, which is tough.
Yeah.
Then they're at the Saints.
Winnable.
So you could win 3 of these next 4.
Easy, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can win 3 or 4.
It changes their entire season. They
Yeah.
are very much back. I did not believe it in the slightest. You said you stayed. You were the only one that actually stayed with the Rams. Everyone else is, hey, trade Kupp, trade
It's
Stafford,
over.
trade everybody.
Get rid of those guys.
Then they are right in the thick of all of it.
Right in the middle. Now,
Can
you got to
you say
win the
that-
division. I don't
Yeah.
think there's going to be a wild card out of the division, but you got to win the division.
I got
not a
help
lot
you
of
out here,
good
Mace.
elsewhere.
Can you say that again one more time, just clean about how right Mace was?
No. That was the only time
Can
I
we
got.
pull that?
You can pull it if you want, but
Can
I'm
we
not doing
pull
it
that?
again.
The
That's
first one?
that's not.
Mason was right about everything he said.
Right.
Yeah, I love when I hear that. I love when I hear that. All right, coming up next for you, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. Let me see. I got something interesting here. We're going to take a little side trip. We'll get back to the Lakers as well, but I wanted to do this. Who's up and who's down among NFL quarterbacks, and what quarterback would you most like to have a beer with?
Okay.
That's an actual
I like that question.
That survey is out there.
I
so
like
we'll,
that.
We'll do that coming up next as well. In the meantime, Steve Mason can improvise as needed. And you're damn right I will.
You did it too. Everybody's done it.
Yeah.
You did it. This is a bad script. What is it for?
You know what?
It's my partners at Hyundai.
Oh.
It's the Southern California Hyundai dealers, and I love these guys.
Tell me about your car.
Yeah, when I first met them, I'm like, okay, I want to drive everything. I want to try everything. So
Yeah.
I tried the Ioniq 6, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I took out the SUV. I took out the Tucson. I took out the Santa Fe. Those are too big for me. I came down to the Sonata or the Elantra, and
Okay.
I ended up with the Elantra Hybrid. Absolutely love this car. I went and got a car wash finally after about a month yesterday,
And then it rained the other
looks
day.
fantastic. My car looks great, and no matter what you will find with every Hyundai, America's best warranty. You can make your getaway your best one. Visit HyundaiUSA.com, or even better, see your nearest SoCal Hyundai dealer today. Test drive your next Hyundai today during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Every thrill of the Lake Show happens here.
Down low, Anthony Davis jumps the pass. Picked up by Reeves. Reeves into the front court. Reeves to LeBron. Slam dunk.
710 ESPN.
How do you like them apples?
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. I have teamed up with Travis and DeMarco to tell you about personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand and his all-star legal team.
We've been talking about the law office of Joseph S. Normand for months, and they've helped listeners achieve maximum compensation that they deserve in an accident.
Getting into an accident can be scary and frustrating dealing with insurance companies. Let the Normand All-Star team handle it for you. Visit normandlegal.com or 213-747-2000.
The law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. At Los Angeles International Airport, changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforming LAX. That's flylax.com/transforming LAX.
No turkey? No stuffing? No gravy? Oh no, tell me it's not too late. Tell me it's not too late. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a 16-inch hard-shell roller suitcase when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 12th.
Number 2.
Veterans Day freebie. Rewards members get a free military rubber duck, the 11th.
And the number 1 reason.
Just hilarious. Live January 11th.
Morongo, good times.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Huh. Oh, is it
Very
Huh.
early.
Interesting.
Where's the? Ugh.
My machine's not working.
Oh.
I tried.
I'll do it. There you go.
There you
Ugh.
go. There's Luke.
All right.
So what do you got here, Laura?
This is actually very, very interesting.
Okay.
So a 24-year-old tech person got laid off. She had a 6-figure tech job and got laid off. So now she is chucking oysters out for parties. She is a mobile oyster chucker.
Oh, really? She travels?
Yeah, she literally goes party to party and chucks
Need
oysters.
shuck will
I think
travel.
it's shuckers.
Yeah.
Shuckers?
Shuck oysters.
Yeah.
I at least I didn't say
So
something
she lost her
Honestly.
tech job and she ended up as
Yeah.
an
Shucker.
oyster shucker.
Yes. And they asked her how much she gets paid for this. She says, I do this part-time, and let's just say I lost a 6-figure tech job, and I'm not looking to go back.
Wow. That's an
Interesting.
oyster shucker?
And she does it part-time.
She's
So-
just a part-time oyster
So
shucker.
I want to know, if you guys would lose a 6-figure job, would you guys be down to be an oyster chucker?
If I'm making that much money, yeah. Why
Well,
not?
you think she's making 6 figures?
Well, she's not
as
trying
a shucker?
to. She says she's not trying to go back to her tech job, so I'm guessing she has to.
I mean,
be.
I know a guy who was a lawyer and stopped being a lawyer so he could host a basketball podcast, and he's doing better.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He quit being a lawyer
Yeah,
altogether?
Nate Duncan. Do you know Nate Duncan?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
is he good?
Really good.
Yeah.
He's like one of those salary cap guys and one of those, those smart guys, knows
Yeah.
and analytics dudes. And he has like a podcast and he does YouTube with it. And he got in early and he monetized it well. Like he
Right.
sold his own stuff and everything. I do better now than I did as a lawyer.
So if you had to walk away from here and do, what would we say? Work
Well,
with
I
your
did-
hands?
Yeah. Okay. Because
Would-
oyster shucking is hard.
Yeah,
It's really
oyster-
hard.
And by the way,
sure.
and dangerous. You
Yeah.
take that knife, you
Yeah.
put it in there. That
She looks
shucking is
good
hard
doing
work.
it, so I'm guessing that's
Yeah, see, it's a little bit different for us. We're not going to look good doing that.
I mean,
maybe
But if
Mason
you
now for
developed
summer
a
shred.
skill like that,
It
it's
might
something
be
that was
into
very
somebody,
hard.
you know?
So if you had to do work with your
100%.
hands, Momo, what would you do?
Well, I would. Okay.
Okay.
I got it. I got
Nut
it.
milk.
No.
You'd have an Etsy store.
No, you know what I'm
Oh,
really good
okay.
at?
What?
I'm really good at juicing pomegranates. I have a pomegranate press.
That's a niche.
And
that is a niche. That is a niche.
And I get all the pomegranates, and I could have like a little kiosk. And I would just make fresh pomegranate juice all day, and I just.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
But I bet I could sell that stuff for like $8 a glass.
You can, but it's like the reason why I said oyster chucker, is it chucker?
Shucker. SH.
Because she's making equivalent to what she was making at her old job.
Well, don't you think I could make
That's because
money
she's doing parties probably. And like
pressing pomegranates?
I mean, could you really make a living going to parties and squeezing pomegranate juice?
Yeah, I bet if I did that and I had a signature cocktail that went along with it.
Yeah.
And then I had some YouTube team or some Instagram team, and I monetized that. And
Good Lord.
You have to build it out.
You've got a plan.
Yeah.
That's a woman for you.
She's planning the next steps.
You're ready. That's the next step of your career.
ESPN not always going on.
Bergman, what about you? You got to work with your hands. What are you going to do?
A
welder. There go your eyes.
Welder, one of the most dangerous jobs in the world.
It's very dangerous. I did it. So that camp that I go to, that I used to go to, and I went to every year for a while. That one, there's a welding station.
Cool.
I did a lot of welding up there. It's actually really fun. It's in Northern California. It's called Camp Trinity at the Bar 717
I like
range.
that. I like that.
It was awesome. It was just really fun to do.
You know what's more dangerous than being a welder?
What's that?
Being an underwater welder.
Oh,
Have you ever seen those guys that go down in the scuba suits and they're doing the welding underwater?
Yeah, that sounds
looks
really scary.
Brian, what about you?
Maybe like some sort of lumberjack, some woodwork type
You
stuff.
Oh my God, that is
There you
so
go.
you.
You look like a lumberjack.
Yes.
I even got the flannel on today.
You
but,
do. You look like a lumberjack.
Yeah, at my college
Aren't
at
you-
Humboldt State, they
yeah.
had like a lumberjack games kind of thing.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
little,
Did
So
you ever
get the
partake?
you get the
I
shoes,
didn't.
the
I've always
spikes
wanted
and
to, though.
stuff, and then would you do it with an axe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you just like
Like the
swing the
bouncy
axe?
guy.
Nice.
And one of them saws, you know.
Yeah.
All
Laura,
right.
what about you?
I'm actually really crafty. Like I can.
You'd have an Etsy store, wouldn't
I
you?
definitely would have an Etsy
100%.
store. Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Mace?
I would be a paramedic.
You're not
That's
going to know
not
that much
I
doing
guess
that.
It is with your hands.
Yeah.
It is. Sure, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It
Yeah.
is. I mean, does that not really count?
No, that counts.
That should count. No?
Okay.
Because
That
I'm
totally
great with a
counts.
crisis. That's the reason
You're
why
calm.
I am super
Cool, calm, and
The
collected.
exact
When
wrong
everything's
thing.
falling apart, I'm the one that holds it all together.
You
If
sure
you
do.
came up in the ambulance, I'd be like, please get me somebody else.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait.
I'll take the next one.
The next
All
one. I'm fine. I
I'm
won't bleed out
dying.
just
I'm
yet.
dying.
Just get
but
me a
the
different
next
guy.
one.
Okay, this is my test. Can you be a paramedic?
'Kay.
How do you feel about gushing blood?
Fine.
How do you feel about giving mouth to mouth?
I if it's necessary, sure.
Could you do that?
I know how to.
With
I
somebody
took a
who's
class
foaming at the
a long
mouth
time
with
ago.
like foaming at the
foaming
mouth
at the
with
mouth.
gross
Now you're
stuff.
describing.
That's what
you
it's
wouldn't-
like.
Okay, this is specific foaming.
Like somebody
from
had
the
a
mouth.
seizure and they're foaming and they're like,
Yeah,
hey,
I
can
mean,
you
I
get
would-
in there?
Sure,
Could you
I
get in
would.
there and do that?
Sure, I would.
All
Yes,
right, you
yes.
can do it. Yeah.
What if there was a giant gust of wind? What
Oh,
would you-
shut up! You guys have so exaggerated that
if
whole
there was a giant gust
incident.
of wind, you might run away.
So exaggerated that whole incident.
You ran away,
Yeah.
Mace.
All right, let's pivot out of there. Here we go. So there's a Instagram. 430,000 people on Instagram voted on which NFL quarterback you would most like to have a beer with.
Okay.
And they did an NCAA tournament style bracket with all
like it.
the quarterbacks in the league. So I have got the final four.
Got it.
Take a shot at the final four quarterbacks you would most like to have a beer
So
with.
let's talk about it.
Kirk
Momo.
Cousins is definitely on that list.
Really?
Don't you think after the quarterback
After
show?
the quarterback show? I don't
People
know.
like him.
He's also very just calm and doesn't seem like you want to have a beer with him, though. He's not going to be exciting.
How about
I would think of somebody like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
somebody-
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, like because he's just a nut.
Baker Mayfield made the final four.
okay.
So what about? a
By
guy
the way,
like-
let me just add, so did Kirk Cousins.
Oh, he did? Okay,
Yeah.
put it- wow.
Kirk Cousins
Okay.
is in the final
Okay.
four.
What about Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow is somebody he had that he's a fashion guy. His nickname is something like Joe Cool,
Joe
or
Cool.
Cool Joe. Or
Table
something
that one before we decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like a guy like Lamar Jackson?
I was thinking
Seems fun.
Lamar
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen
Allen's
would
on
be
the
a good
list.
Josh Allen lost to Baker Mayfield in the regional semifinals.
Okay.
Yeah. You've named one of them.
Mahomes? Oh, we have?
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one?
Lamar Jackson.
No, Joe Cool.
Joe Cool.
Oh, Joe Burrow, yeah.
Now, the fourth one I don't think you guys will get.
Will Levis.
No.
Oh, well, actually, it's not a bad guess.
No.
Patrick
He didn't
Mahomes?
even make the bracket, by the way.
I was thinking Mahomes, but
Like
some
Mah-
people don't like him.
Yeah.
He was a
They
playing
don't like
quarterback.
his family.
Yeah,
They tend
so
to like
maybe,
Mahomes, but not
I
his
like.
family.
Yeah, I like Mahomes.
Uh,
how about Justin Herbert?
Okay, who is the most...
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
He's on there.
Oh, because you're going to do ayahuasca with him.
Well, no, he's in the Final Four here.
Nah, it's the
Again,
Rogan voters.
I didn't vote on this, but the Final Four is Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Joe Burrow, and Baker Mayfield.
Really, Kirk Cousins? He just doesn't seem like
Everybody
a guy
that watched that quarterback
Yeah,
show,
they like him.
I didn't watch it. Did you?
I didn't watch
Apparently,
it, no.
he comes off really, really well.
Okay.
So, who do you think the winner is? Again, the Final Four is Rodgers, Burrow, Mayfield, Cousins.
Who would I pick, or who do I think the winner is?
Who do you think the winner is?
It's going to be Rodgers.
I think it's Mayfield.
Burrow.
Rodgers.
It's Mayfield.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Mayfield.
Baker.
Baker Mayfield.
Right. He seems like he would be fun. Like you would go out on the town with him,
That's
and you
some-
can get
that
into
is
some debauchery.
Honestly, that's a really good image rehab for him. Think of where he
Oh,
was
it's
in Cleveland.
amazing.
When the Rams got him for nothing, he was like in Cleveland. Like there was all these stories that came out saying what a bad guy. Like what was a teammate who came out and said he was a bad guy?
And
yeah, whatever. And then people are always making fun of him like he's some pretty boy.
he got blamed for everything in Cleveland and came here, won that one game for us
Against the Raiders, too.
Oh, it's so good.
See, I thought that
Like, literally
the Joe Rogan vote would go for Rodgers.
Left the tarmac and then beat the Raiders. That's what happened with Baker Mayfield that year.
Yeah.
Here's what they say about Baker Mayfield. He got over 65% of the votes. Why? And this is what it says, because Baker is the quintessential bro's bro.
Yep.
The guy who works hard and parties harder. That's an ethos we can all get behind. He's got that wild edge, the unpredictability that makes him the perfect candidate for an unforgettable night. When you sign up for Baker Mayfield, you're signing up for a roller coaster. It might get reckless, but you're guaranteed a good time. Possibly dangerous, definitely memorable.
You know who else should be on that list? Jameis Winston should be on that list.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he would be a ton of fun too.
Lamar Jackson would be really fun too.
Yeah, I think so. Also,
I think he's cool.
But Jameis seems like just that seems like that.
Yeah.
He seems like a Baker Mayfield type.
Oh, if you hear his pregame speeches, they're always totally
What was
amazing.
He was just singing something the other day. I don't remember what it was.
He's great. He's great.
If Lindsay was here, she would know exactly what.
Oh,
he was
yes,
singing.
she would. Yes,
he was
she would.
quoting Eminem.
Oh, that's right.
Is that what it was?
He's like, you get one shot, one opportunity.
Yeah, right. All right, coming up next, we're going to do some sports graffiti. So I've not been here for a couple of days. Momo's here, Bergman's here, Brian's
fired
here,
up.
Laura's here. I'm totally excited to be
Talking
here.
fast and
I'm
fiery.
thrilled to be here.
Yeah.
I get to do this for a living.
Yeah.
And we're going to do some sports graffiti. So anything you got. I have deliberately not mentioned USC.
Yeah, I know.
You can include USC as one of your conversations.
We should talk about USC.
You ready for
we
that?
will. In fact, let's get Ryan Abraham at 1:15.
I thought it was 2:15.
Is it 2:15 or 1:15?
It's 2:15.
2:15. Okay, so we'll get Ryan Abraham coming up, but we'll do some USC coming up as well. You want to talk about the Lakers? Anthony Davis, by the way, questionable tonight, and Rui Hachimura upgraded from doubtful to questionable, so he may play tonight. The Lakers are in Memphis. What do you make of where they are? They're 1-3 on this road trip. What's your takeaway? Rams right in the thick of the playoff race. 877-710 ESPN. 877-710 ESPN. Load up the phones. Let's have some fun. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club.
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win your ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes this Monday's tailgate party passes at the casino and game day tickets at SoFi. Listener, you're cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize. Hollywood Park Casino, Park Party and Play, must be 21 years and older.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text CHEST to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CHEST to 42424. That's CHEST to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Pharma Brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right. We in the mood for sports graffiti?
Yeah, of course we are.
We're ready?
Let's do it. Yeah.
877-710-ESPN for sports graffiti. Whatever you got, 15, 20 seconds. You can say it on the radio. It can be a shout-out, can be a take on the Rams or USC or the Lakers or whatever you got. 877-710-ESPN. By the way, here's what's on tap today on 710 ESPN, thanks to Michelob Ultra. The 4-3 Lakers continue their road trip as they head to Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Coverage starts at 3:30. Tip-off is at 5. Hear it all for your afternoon drive on 710 AM or in the crystal clear digital audio ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. You know what? I'm not in a sports graffiti mood. Kill that.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. What I want to do is talk about USC
Okay.
because
Is that you want to go away from sports graffiti to a bad thing? Okay.
yeah, no,
Cool.
this is
Great.
the thing that I've been wanting to talk about because I've
Yeah.
been off for a few days
Okay.
and the Trojans lost again on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Listen, the advice I just gave to LZ Grandison's college coach,
Yep.
college class, was do stories that you're passionate about.
Right.
Do things that you're curious about.
Sure.
And that's always going to lead to better content.
Yes.
So you're into it.
That's
Let's
what we're
go.
going for. So Lincoln Riley, they lose at Washington 26-21 this past Saturday. It was another game where they were in it. They had a lead in the fourth quarter, and they could not finish it. They've had a lead in the fourth quarter of all 5 of their losses. Now they are 4-5, which is a miserable season.
3 miserables
for USC. Miserable.
You have to win 2 of the next 3 just to be bowl eligible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if we're
Bowl eligible.
Bowl eligible.
I mean, that should be a minimum.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not enough. If
This is like-
if they finish 6-5, or what would it be? 6-6.
Yeah.
Right. 12 games, 6
Yeah.
and 6.
Yep.
You're bowl eligible.
Want to
Who
go to
cares
the
if
Sun
you're
Bowl?
a 6-6 team?
What are
going
the
to
the bowls that they have even now? I don't even know in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
their
don't know what they
commitments are. I don't know what their commitments are.
Yeah.
But the question is, can they get rid of Lincoln Riley?
Okay.
So I've done some research on this.
I like it.
And the buyout would be $90 million. That would be the largest buyout ever paid to a college football coach. I think previously the biggest one was Jimbo Fisher. I think it was $75 million.
Which was gigantic.
Which was gigantic. So can they get out from under this? First of all, let's talk about, before we talk about the $90 million. Is he the right guy for this job? I honestly...
Okay, let me go big picture here.
Okay.
Do you think that he can change?
Okay, so I've thought a lot about this. So I'm looking at Sark at Texas.
Okay.
I'm looking at Lane at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And saying, would we be getting out of the Lincoln Riley business when he's young, where he's about to hit his stride potentially somewhere else? Are we going to... And I have a feeling we would see Lincoln Riley somewhere else soon.
Right away.
And for me, he might be really successful somewhere else.
But he's going to have the same problems that he has at USC. Because
I don't know about that.
He doesn't like to change. He is very much the CEO of that USC team. He controls absolutely everything. If we want an interview, it has to run through Lincoln first.
Is that true?
Yes,
it
absolutely.
runs through
100%.
Lincoln?
Everything runs through Lincoln about who comes on at what point because of what they're doing in school, how they play in the game. Everything runs through Lincoln. You've talked about it a bunch of times. He doesn't want people at his practices.
Yeah.
And this is things that have happened at other places too. He's not going to change. He'll be good other places, but he's not going to change.
You know what he's not?
He's not Lane Kiffin.
He's not a gregarious. Friendly face of the program. I mean, he banned a reporter last year. He's done a bunch of stuff, and he bristles at everything.
Do you ever
He's
see him out in
very
the community?
defensive and very. I have not.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I also think, because we all get into the media stuff, but sometimes people who don't like the media are still fine because they get out with alumni and they charm the crowds,
Sure.
the big donors and all that. I don't have a sense of where he is with like the donors and the people and all that. But generally speaking, I think that he can be a very successful college coach somewhere else because
And you don't
can
think here?
you can control all those other little variables in different markets.
Right.
But here he has to change. Like somebody needs to get to him and explain how it works here, how he has to get it, how he has to thrive in this environment.
Right.
In other words, he's got to loosen up. He's got to come on with Mason and Ireland and yuck it up a little bit.
I don't think he's that guy.
He's
not.
He's
He's
got to
not
get
that
in front
guy.
of the room and own it when the team doesn't play well or whatever. Can somebody?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on internally, but
Right.
externally, I don't think he
well,
can be
whatever
that
it is not
gregarious
getting out.
glad-hander.
It's not really getting out, right? You don't hear a lot of chatter coming from inside the program.
Well, we did see, a bunch of players leave through the
Yeah.
transfer portal this
A bunch came
previous
in,
year, and a
too.
bunch came in.
Right.
And somebody, an alum, said to me, instead of buying out Lincoln Riley at $90 million, maybe we can spend money to buy a better roster.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it. You
It's
talk
a
about
huge
Ohio
part
State
of
and
it.
Oregon pay how much?
Well, Ohio State said they said over $20 million, and Oregon's supposed to be more than Ohio State.
So are they paying every single player, or are they just paying the top players?
I don't know what the deal is at Oregon. I mean, it's Phil Knight. They
Yeah.
could be paying everybody for
Yeah.
all we know.
Right. We don't know how much Dylan Gabriel's making in Oregon. But he had to be making a lot just to get to go to Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now you're in the same way they got Woody Marks in and Easton Macarenas, and these guys got them in. You've got to go out, and it's a free agent class.
Yeah.
As much as it's recruiting, it's a free agent class. And you've got to be able to, and USC will hire a general manager because there's money that is allocated for this. But the NIL, USC is so behind the curve on NIL. They are not, at least according to On3 Sports, which is a good site, they're not amongst the top 15 NIL collectives in college football.
Which is interesting because wasn't Caleb Williams was making a lot of NIL
Although,
money. So
doing,
he was making a lot.
He was a known quantity.
He was over 10 million.
I think they were ahead of the curve with Caleb.
Right, and
but in 2 or 3 years, they're behind now.
So what is it? So before the season started, Mace, you were very adamant about that Lincoln Riley chose Miller Moss.
Yes, he did.
He did not want to go out and go get Dylan Gabriel or someone else.
Okay,
he wanted Miller Moss.
He did make a run at Will Howard.
Okay.
I know that now, and they were outbid.
Ah.
So he was apparently the guy that Lincoln really wanted. And by the way, I'm enthused about the guy that's going to step in at the quarterback role, Jaden Maeva, who I saw in a limited stretch in the Utah State game, looked really, really good. So I'm excited. He transferred from UNLV. He was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year last year and transferred to USC. So he's going to take over the quarterback job. The more I saw Miller Moss, the more I saw a guy throwing like backbreaking interceptions, at the worst possible moment.
It was something like 7 interceptions over the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
He just started throwing the ball around. And this is the perfect time to get Jaden Maeva in. You're going into a bye week.
Yes. Yeah.
So you get 2 weeks to really get him into the system and get him going. And you have Nebraska, right, next week?
Yes, Nebraska followed by UCLA and Notre Dame.
So 2 of the 3 of those, is that possible to win? It's possible, but
sure.
Do you think they're going to win 2 of those 3?
No.
No, I don't think so. I think they lose to UCLA, by the way.
I don't think I think that's the one they win.
I honestly, UCLA has been playing so much better. I know I'm a fan, and it all comes across how it comes across.
Sure.
But the last 3 weeks, they have looked like a much different, better team. Their offensive line has gotten better. Ethan Garber's quarterback play has gotten better. Their defense is stopping everybody. They almost beat Minnesota 3 weeks ago. Last second play.
Sure. I mean, they're better than. Maybe
I don't
you
think
expected. Better than you expected.
But
better than you expected. Yeah.
And USC is worse than you expected.
Okay. USC is worse than I expected.
So we have 5 losses.
But I will say they've held the lead in every loss in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they've just made sloppy play and
They do not know how to finish a game. Yep. I think that's Lincoln Riley. Allow them to,
I listen to Arbogast on the radio all the time.
How do you do?
How do you do? And you could just hear it in his voice. Well, all they got to do is close this out, and they should have been putting this one away. But Maryland's gonna have a chance. You know, like it's just the way he says it. Like you could just feel it coming.
Yeah, they no matter who you are, if USC's got a lead in the fourth quarter, you got a chance.
Yeah,
you got a chance.
You got a chance.
So if the Trojans are leading USC, or if the
UCLA.
Trojans are leading UCLA at the Rose Bowl in a couple of weeks,
they have a chance.
They can still blow the game.
Yes,
they're capable of blowing every single game.
So last year it was Alex Grinch's fault. It was always the Grinch's fault.
Sure.
Now you brought over Danton Lynn, who is actually a very good defensive coordinator, at least for UCLA, and they're still doing those things. Is it Danton Lynn? Is it the defense, or is it Lincoln Riley?
Or the personnel?
Well, it is the personnel. I mean, when I look at USC football and I look at the trenches, they're just not deep enough. They're not big enough. They're not mean enough. They're not. It is complete. It's the trenches.
Ireland changed his whole opinion about USC based on the fact that all of your guys in the trenches are 320 pounds.
Yeah, they gained a bunch of weight.
Dudes.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is
like 65
the
pounds.
point is, as a USC fan, I want the best roster money can buy.
Yeah.
And I think as a USC fan as USC fans, we should expect that the best roster money can buy. Now, does Lincoln Riley stay or go? The likely scenario is that he stays. Yeah. I wish he would go.
So you want him out? You want him fired?
Who would you rather
say
get?
It loud.
Who would you rather get?
It's very difficult.
Yeah,
this
is the Ireland game.
Yeah,
I know.
But who are you going to get? We didn't know Lincoln Riley was going to pop here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there was not a single word, not a single rumor, nothing about Lincoln Riley. All of a sudden, he was the head coach.
It could
it is still USC. It could be somebody that we don't see coming.
Yeah, defensive coordinator for Nebraska, a defensive coordinator for Alabama.
Or somebody from the SEC, because that's what Oregon did with Dan Lanning, and
they know
it has
how
worked
to do
out
it.
really well. They've got money, a good coach, and they know how to finish games. Oregon is very, very good. I think, and by the way, Oregon's ranked number 1 in the college football playoff now. It does look like the Big Ten and the SEC are overwhelmingly dominant in the CFP. Overwhelmingly dominant. In fact, 8 of the schools in the top 12 are SEC or Big Ten.
Yep.
And there are going to be 2 lost teams from the big conferences that get in. Yeah. It looks like the one smaller school that's going to get in is Boise State, but they're number 12.
I think BYU is in there, too.
Oh, BYU is in there. You're right. BYU's in there.
And they might have a bye, BYU. There's a whole – it works out how it all
like
works out.
conference champions?
Yeah. It's this weird thing where BYU is going to get in and with a bye, which is very strange.
In a world where Lincoln Riley does not have a $90 million buyout, I would get rid of him in a second.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's the guy. Part of it is what we talked about. It's the public face, and it's the bristling, and it's the way he deals with the media. It's the fact that what's wrong with the NIL collective? Is it that he's not using it effectively? Are they choosing the wrong guys to come through the portal? Are they letting good guys go that they shouldn't let go, leaving through the portal? I mean, all those things are in Lincoln Riley. I don't place it on D'Anton Lynn. I still think the defense has been certainly not the defense of last year.
It's still
where
better.
they were giving up 50 points a game.
Right. So it's not always about the big-time hire like Lincoln Riley, right? Because at UCLA, Chip Kelly was the big-time hire. Everyone said, oh, that's an A-plus hire. He was terrible. And so far, Lincoln Riley has been bad.
Yeah, he's been bad.
He has a worse record than Clay Helton by 4 games.
Correct.
At this point.
So you know what's interesting
That's
is
bad.
I like to think about trends and being cutting edge or being at the forefront of what works, of of where the game is now. And you see a lot of guys in the NFL who are 30-something head coaches right now. Like Sean McVay, still in his 30s.
Sure.
Like there's young guys out there that are at the forefront, at the cutting edge, or whatever you want to call it, of how the games are being won and being played offensively, defensively, et cetera. It's not always... And sometimes that doesn't translate. Sometimes like the whip smart kid who's studied under or whatever and knows all the trends is not the best manager. But I think college football now, the trends on the field may not be as important as the trends off the field. And the person, whoever is the best at managing the NIL collectives and and getting and that portal and knowing how to work that the right way, I think Lincoln Riley was at the forefront of that 3 years ago.
Yeah,
when he got the job. His first year was like everybody was new, and it was Caleb Williams and the receiver out of Pittsburgh and all these, like he got all the people he wanted to get, and they did great. And that was ahead of the curve. But now the curve has changed. The way that game is being played has changed.
Get a quick break in here. I want to come back. I've got some information on NIL collectives. And again, we're going to talk to Ryan Abraham in about an hour. Also, there's some Dodger stuff I want to get to, including one big-time starting pitcher that they may be targeting. That's coming up next for you. Mason, Ireland. Momo's here. Bergman's here. 710 ESPN.
After a 3-0 loss in Vancouver, the Black and Gold find themselves in a do-or-die match Friday night.
We have no one to blame but ourselves, and we will look to correct those mistakes this weekend.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Seller's Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Seller's Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho. People, so it makes finding and hiring your next superstar much easier. This is why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So be like the 3.8 million businesses who have come to ZipRecruiter and sped up their hiring process. Try ZipRecruiter today for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. One more time, ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hey, it's Travis here for Prize Picks. You know Prize Picks by now, right? Pick more, pick less. It really is that easy. Why not take what is some of the best times of the year? You got baseball, basketball, football, hockey, everything you can think of, and make it even better with Prize Picks. All you have to do is pick more or less. And right now, you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. There's a reason that Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your favorite players gets injured. And if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup alive. So why not join Prize Picks? It is the absolute best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users, including me, and sign up today. Put in that promo code 710 when you sign up, and you're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-282-6709. 800-282-6709. Again, that's 800-282-6709. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, people. If you were coming here to hear about the news from yesterday, go elsewhere because we're having fun and talking sports.
That's right.
Momo's here. Bergman's here. BC's here. Laura's here. And Ireland will be back tomorrow. Actually, they're playing Memphis tonight. He may catch us at the end of the show, right?
So he did that. Remember?
Yeah.
And on Monday, he just showed up like an hour before.
Hi, I'm here
Nice.
in Detroit.
Excellent. Excellent. So we may talk to Ireland from Memphis.
Yeah.
You can tell us about Christian Coloco.
And Graceland. Time for the afternoon show to hit the streets of East LA on Tuesday afternoon. That's next Tuesday, right? For a live broadcast and party at Ramirez Beverage Center, 2765 East Olympic Boulevard. Shadano and Cap, producer Lindsay Morales doing the show live from 3 to 6 with Lakers tickets, Kings tickets, USC tickets to give out. Thanks to our friends at Stella Rosa. Live broadcast Tuesday, 3 to 6 p.m. in the afternoon at the Ramirez Beverage Center in East L.A. All right, so, this is something I find interesting. You know that there was recently a survey, and 25% of Americans say that life is boring.
Boring.
Wow.
25% say life is boring.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that something? Here's one of the reasons why. This is a survey that I read. Study came along. It turns out that scrolling through endless content on social media makes boredom worse.
Yes.
Of course.
Open up your phone while in a queue or on the bus, and your brain goes into a restless kind of limbo.
Yes.
If I'm honest, it's not boredom that makes me reach for Instagram. It's to quiet other thoughts. Watching other
That's
people's
interesting.
travel slides and home videos was once seen the epitome of tedium. Now it's all some of us do.
Yes.
But it's not even home videos anymore. It's people doing weird stuff.
Okay, so
Are you
I've
are you a scroller?
Sometimes, but I've been working on it.
Okay.
Because, so for example, I am trying to be a more present parent.
Okay.
All right. So
That's good.
One of my favorite things to do is drive my kids to school in the morning.
Right.
And I drive Jacob, who's 2 in the morning, and he sits in the back seat and he just stares out the window. And sometimes I used to use that time. Sometimes I'd be on calls. I'd use that, I'd call and check in with the producer that I was going to be on the show later or, whatever.
Right.
Or I'd have the radio on, and he would just stare out the window, and then we get to school, and I'd take him in, whatever. And recently I said, I'm turning off the radio. I'm turning off my phone. I am just in the car with my son, and I like wave at him in the mirror, and he's got, he really likes this little guitar that he has. Yeah. So today he was like playing the guitar as we were driving to school and singing his songs, and I'm like waving. We look at each other, and I was like, this is what we should be doing all the time.
Right.
Like you don't need to be returning that text or on the phone or distracted. These are your like 12 minutes with your kid right now.
Bergman, are you a scroller?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like Momo. I was for a lot of time. So I would scroll TikTok. I would scroll Instagram all the time. Twitter. I've put it away for the most part now because I want to be more present.
You go back at people on Twitter.
Sometimes.
Which I never
I don't really do it anymore. I did for a little while, but I don't really do it too much anymore because it's just not worth it.
It is not worth it.
But to Momo's point, it's just something. I have a picture in my house, and it says, "Do more things that make you put your phone away." And so I look over at that and I said, "Okay, I'm going to be present now. Do more things with Riley." So we went to a VR thing over the weekend, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. So I want to be more present. We're going to go to a drone show on Friday. I want her to come. Like those. So put the phone away is important to me right now.
I have never been a scroller. Brian, are you a scroller?
Not too much. Every now and then you get into a little doom where it's like, an
doom
hour
scrolling.
is going by.
Yes.
Doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Laura, you do a lot of scrolling?
I used to. I'm trying to get out of the whole social media doom scrolling. But I did send you a story about hope scrolling.
I do that too.
What is hope
I do hope scrolling.
So, according to a new study, you should do hope scrolling. So it's on TikTok, and you like search certain hashtags, and it's like a positive thing.
Oh, I see.
So instead of you seeing all the negative stuff, you see all the encouragement and all like, do this or do that, or like nature videos to kind of calm down.
I do a lot of food scrolling.
Do you?
Cooking scrolling. Like those, my algorithm must be set to like show her how to make all these different,
Really?
Everybody who does like a cooking thing, like here's how I made chicken pot pie for my 12 kids, and I like watch that.
Kids.
Yeah, those are the ones that do well, because they make this giant thing. Yeah, like but I find it relaxing.
Yeah,
because I'm just watching somebody make some food.
I tend to be an output guy. I'm not an input guy. I'm an output guy. Okay. Like I'll put stuff out there, but then I'm not necessarily looking at every single thing down the way. I don't think I even follow that many people on Instagram. I don't think.
Do you follow me?
I see your pictures.
All
the
I do
time.
is I make reels with my kids.
Yeah, no, they're
It's
adorable.
cute, though.
It's cute though.
Yeah, they're
but
adorable.
I think I'm cheering people up. Cute kids.
Yeah,
look
cute
at
kids
them.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
I follow 122 people on Instagram, which is very, very low.
You do? I do. How much do I follow?
How much do you do,
701. 701.
I follow a lot. But I think your original question was about boredom.
Boredom.
So I have
198. Sorry, Momo.
It's okay. I always want to be if I'm not good at boredom. I'm not good at quiet.
Right.
Like when I'm by myself and it's quiet and I'm bored, I sometimes don't know what to do with myself. And I'm working on that because that's a really important skill to learn in your life.
Yeah.
To be okay being completely by yourself with no noise on or no distractions, and you just be there. And like that's where I kind of lately I've been going out and gardening. Like that's where I go, okay, I'm going to garden.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out in the garden and I'm going to pick some pomegranates and I'm going to get in the dirt and water the, and I think it's still not boring. I'm still doing something.
Right.
But I want to get to a place where I can actually just sit there and look out the window again like I used to. Like, like a little 2-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Just look out the window and be totally fine with that.
It's really hard. The one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start devoting more time to charitable causes.
Good.
That's
great.
That's what
I like
I'm
that.
going to do. I'm going to work with some people to get some to raise some money during the holidays this year.
I like that.
There's always something, right? There's always something. Like I went back to movies. I went for 3 months without seeing a movie.
Whoa.
For me...
Was that Dodger related?
Yeah.
It was It was the end of the Dodger season.
Yeah.
It was the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it was a couple of months before. Once we got to football season, I stopped going to the movies. And that's the first time I ever did stop going to the movies. So I'm back and seeing movies again.
Yeah, I think it's like, and that's why all of us work out. We're all in our
We're
workout
all in
kick.
our workouts,
And
yeah.
Me.
Like, and this... I find it like if you don't know what to do with yourself, there's always a walk you can take.
Yep.
There's always a park you can go to. There's always a class you can find. Like And then and no matter how tired I am, if I just want to lay on the couch and do nothing, I just go, I know I will feel better afterwards.
Yeah, right.
I know I will feel better afterwards.
You never regret working out.
Yeah.
No, always feel better.
You know, you should try, Momo. Try Aaron Rodgers' darkness retreat.
Oh yeah, do the darkness retreat.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you can learn to be
How
by
to be-
yourself, be alone, be in the darkness, no distractions.
Because darkness is a huge anxiety trigger for me.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like when I was postpartum with Daniel, I was super triggered by darkness. I'd have all the lights on. Anytime, because he was born in October.
Yep.
So then it got dark early with the time change.
Sure.
And every time it would
Which
start getting
sucks,
dark.
by the way.
Sucks. I hate it. It's like 5:30. It's already dark.
The worst.
And I go home, and the second it would start getting dark, I would start having anxiety. And I don't know why that was a trigger for me. It just was.
Yep.
Okay. And so like then I'd have to go feed him in the middle of the night, and I'd be like, "Sorry, kid, gotta turn the lights on." Like you gotta have to eat with the lights on. But I think it's something I've actually worked on, Greg, because I think it's like that's part of what I said about hot yoga the other day.
Yeah.
You're uncomfortable and you're in your fight or flight mode. I want to get out of here.
Right.
I'm too hot. I'm
Yeah,
too
the,
much.
the working out. Laura, you're painting?
So I used
Good.
to paint a lot, and that because
Yeah.
I used to have an issue with being alone.
Yeah.
I love being alone now.
Yeah.
But painting honestly calms you down, or even like these adult coloring books.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
they like just
Paint by numbers.
Yeah, it's just cool, man. But one of the doom strolling things that I've been doing, because crafting is expensive, and my algorithm on Instagram is all like cheap ways to craft.
Oh, cool.
So
Right.
like Dollar Tree, you can go and buy a bunch of stuff.
Now, are
and
you
can
going to
paint.
the Hobby Lobby?
Hobby Lobby's great too.
Yeah,
I love
Hobby Lobby's got all the crafty stuff,
But
right? You can open an Etsy store once you go to the Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Like I've seen like, oh, do this for Christmas, do this
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving or whatever. I mean, I don't got the time to do it, but on my algorithm, it
Yeah, sure.
kind of calms me down.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
That's good. That's good. Well, don't be bored.
Don't be bored.
Don't
There's
be bored. Have-
and be
do
okay.
something.
Do
Life
something
is
or
fun.
or find something.
Go on a walk.
Yeah, find
something.
some fun.
Yeah, I've
Exactly.
been in the darkness. You got to go in there.
Yeah.
Make peace with it.
See,
That's
that's, you,
Aaron
Momo.
Rodgers.
True.
Go in
Yeah.
darkness.
Like it's good to put yourself in stressful situations. Like
Yeah.
the same thing with the crowd chamber. It's like really claustrophobic and cold.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And you're like, I'm okay.
All right, coming up next, we're talking about USC. I've actually got a list, and we're talking about the NIL collectives. I've got a list of the schools that have the best NIL collectives. And I'll give you a hint. None of them are USC.
Or UCLA.
Or UCLA. All right, if you've not been to COSM yet, oh, man. This place will blow you away.
I'm gonna go with you one time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
it's
soon.
so amazing because I saw Cirque du Soleil there, which was amazing. I saw the O Show, the one where they're diving and
Yep.
swimming and stuff. If you feel like you're on the side of the pool, I mean,
Yeah.
you're right in it. I saw I seen football there, spectacular. I've seen NBA there. It was Lakers opening night. I saw there. It's amazing. You feel like you're in the game. Like if you go there for an NBA game, it feels like you're courtside.
Yeah.
And it will revolutionize how you experience the NBA. This is the future of sports and entertainment, and it's available now. It will blow your mind. Use our exclusive discount code, ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA event in November. Let me say this again. You got to experience COSM. Use our exclusive discount code, ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA event in November. Get your tickets right now at COSM.com. That's COSM, COSM.com. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
And Cap.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
All right,
I will have to do a uniform change, by the way, and don't give me that look that you're ready to move on and the rest of us can't say a word. Don't give me that look. You're already, listen, I know how upset you are today, and I'm ready to move on. I got your back 1,000%, but I'm going to have to make a uniform change, and I'm going into the Walton t-shirt that you, sir, got for me while in Boston during the NBA Finals. Now move on.
Does it fit? Team, let's pull that too.
Does it fit?
Yes, it fits brilliantly. Thank you.
Okay.
In fact, just post the whole show. Because as usual, when we're all together, which doesn't happen as much as it used to, we can be frank on that. It is a masterclass on how to do sports radio in a market this size. Travis and DeMarco and Mason Ireland could only wish to be this good.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Barnes here. If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
For me, it's about getting the top result and the top value for your claim. Even if you didn't have insurance during the accident, Uncle Artie will still help you. I'm sure a lot of you out there got turned back from attorneys when you said, I don't have insurance. Well, guess what? Uncle Artie can still help you. It does not matter. Give us a call. You have nothing to lose. We take the case on a contingency. You don't pay up front.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on your recovery.
Trust us, trust Uncle.
When you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law, 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
The Temptations. And the Four Tops. Celebrating 40 years of Temptations and Four Tops. Saturday, January 18th at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Plus celebrating 60 years of the iconic hit, My Girl. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Come celebrate 40 years of magic. The Temptations, the Four Tops.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Pawns on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, so we're talking about USC. Ryan Abrams going to join us at 2:15. People have been hitting me up on social media. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? We're going to talk about that. And one of the things that I've talked about before, but I think really comes into play now, which is USC is not ahead of the curve on the NIL collective situation. If you look at the top NIL collectives, this is according to On3 Sports. Here are the top 15. Ohio State, number 1.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense. Tennessee, number 2.
Makes sense.
Texas, number 3.
Yeah.
Oregon, number 4.
Makes sense as well.
Miami, number 5. They're having a pretty good year, huh?
It's interesting Miami's up to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I would not have pegged that one.
Ole Miss,
Yeah, that
number
makes
6.
sense.
Florida State, number 7.
Yep.
Nebraska, number 8. They're not doing much with it. Louisville, number 9. Here, but my point
That's
is here.
random,
Here
Louisville.
we're going through this. Missouri,
Yeah.
Texas A&M,
Wow.
Alabama, Michigan, Notre Dame, Arkansas, no USC. Now, how is that possible that USC's NIL collective can be as ineffective
How many people go to
as
USC?
it is?
How many? What's the graduating class?
Oh, let's see.
every year?
I don't have that in my head. I don't know.
No, but the one that jumped out at me was Notre Dame. Because that's, to me, the comp. That's the comparable school.
Because it's private?
It's private. All those other ones you named are big, giant public universities.
But wouldn't it be easier for a private school to do it than a public school?
Yes. You would think
There's
so.
less people. Like, I know this from Stanford because we had 1,600 people in our graduating class every year.
Right.
Let me look up USC.
Yeah, I don't know this. Here's what I'll say. USC should have the best collective, a competitive collective. And part of the reason why the Trojans are where they are is that they're not using the transfer portal correctly. They're not using NIL money, or they don't have enough NIL money to get some of the players that Lincoln Riley wants.
Okay. So I just looked this up.
Yep.
USC has 21,000 undergrads and 26,000 graduate or professional students. So that's like Stanford, for example, has like usually 6,500.
Right.
So they're 3 times as big as Stanford, right?
Right.
As a typical private school. But 21,000 students is, I mean, I think at Michigan they probably have 100.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I don't understand is, all right, so UCLA does not have a great collective. Maybe they do for basketball.
They do.
But they don't.
do have for basketball. They just brought in a whole bunch of guys. So yes.
But in the case you're talking about, Momo,
yeah,
I think USC's got more rich alumni
Okay.
than a lot of these schools. And rich alumni are what make NIL collectives go.
I'm not so sure that they have that much rich alumni.
USC?
I mean,
are you kidding me?
They don't have like they do, but they don't. Do you think there's oil barons?
No, but there are people like George Lucas and Rick Caruso.
Yeah,
and,
are they giving money? I mean, I know some of them.
Are you talking about a
rich
guy like
guys.
Casey Wasserman is UCLA's big donor?
Yeah.
Right? Did you have somebody along that ilk? Somebody
that's
like a
one
Casey
guy.
Wasserman? Yeah, right, but he also pretty much controls
the
everything.
way Oregon has
I mean, Stanford
Phil
has
Knight.
Right.
like Stanford has tons of rich guys, okay, tons of billionaires. But those billionaires, and I got involved in this, so I know kind of the issue. It's the billionaires that went to Stanford are not giving money to NIL. They're giving money to the Stanford Hospital to cure
right,
cancer.
but Stanford football has never been what USC football is.
For a while there, we were.
Yeah, you had a
with
nice
Harbaugh.
little run with David Straw, but I don't
And Harbaugh?
think
Harbaugh, yeah,
and Harbaugh.
I know.
Yeah, Harbaugh.
I mean,
did
I'm
good
just
run.
saying, like a lot of the USC rich guys are entertainment people.
Right.
So
and
are
football
those-
is entertainment, therefore, ergo,
You feel
George
like-
Lucas write a check.
I feel like all those guys are going to give money to charitable things. They're not going to give money or to the arts and sciences. They're going to the film school. The types of donors they're going to give to athletics.
So you're saying USC is incapable of
No.
putting together a
They can do
collective that
better.
matches Ohio State and Oregon and the other schools?
USC football is so big in California and in Los Angeles that this is something that most donors would be all in on. They were last year. We just talked about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was getting a lot of NIL money. He was making a ton of money, and that's why people wanted to come here. So they have the guys to do it. I don't know what happened this offseason that they decided not to put this whole big NIL collective together, but they have it there. They have the donors. They have the people. Something happened in this offseason, whether they like Lincoln Riley or not, and maybe that could be part of it.
It definitely could be. I mean,
It's
if
also
you don't
year to
believe in
year.
Lincoln Riley, you're probably less likely to give money.
And it's year to year. So what happens with regular scholarships is you have the same amount of scholarships every year because those scholarships are endowed.
Right.
So you've committed. I think it's $2.5 million to endow a scholarship.
Right.
It's $2.5 million. They invested in whatever they invested in. They create enough money every year to pay for that scholarship. NIL is every single year you're hitting up the same donors, the same rich guys, and saying, "Can you give me the same 100K?"
Yeah,
right.
And if you're coming off a year where you lost Caleb and you didn't win, and people aren't going to want to just keep forking over 100K.
Right. Well,
For
but
Miller
again,
Moss.
how does in the case of this past year? I mean, it's pretty clear that Will Howard was a guy that Lincoln Riley wanted, and he was outbid by Ohio State.
Yeah.
And it might be a completely different
Do you know
year.
how close it was?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Because a lot of times it's like not even close.
Right, and it may not even be close
Yeah.
here. It may not even be close.
You
By
can't
the way,
even find it, can you? Like Will Howard, they
No.
won't put that out there.
None of that's ever registered unless it gets reported.
by the way,
At what
should it
point-
be
yeah.
reported?
At what point
Should
does
we
it
know
start being?
what their payroll
They're
is?
pro athletes. Let's just
They are
call it what it
pro-athletes.
is. So
and also
we know every
most
other
of these
pro-
are at public institutions.
So they should be public.
right.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
no,
not
but the
done
money
through
is
the
from the
institution.
NIL. It's not from the institution, right?
Right. And the way NIL works is you're actually it's name, image, and likeness. So they're not just giving you a check. You have to do something for that money. You have to do a job. But the job could literally be just like posting on Instagram.
Right,
once,
right.
Or posting for something. You have to be hired for that. So that's why they don't have to report it because it's all kept away from the university.
Right, it's the collective. It's not the
A
university
lot of
itself.
times, though, people who give that kind of money, they want it to be reported. So I went through this with a pitcher who was at Stanford. She was the number one pitcher in the country in softball, took Stanford to 2 straight World Series. People realize, okay, she's going to make some money. The highest paid NIL deal for any softball player had been $100K, like 100 something for somebody, right?
Right.
And Stanford tried to keep her, obviously, but a rich oil guy from Texas Tech was married to a former softball player, and they just decided we're going to pay whatever it takes.
Right.
So she signed a $1.2 million contract to pitch for Texas Tech.
Wow. That's incredible.
And they wanted it out there. That's why we know the number,
Right.
because the person who gives all that money wants it out there.
Yeah, the number, by the way, that's widely reported for Caleb Williams is $5 million a year, $10 million for his last 2 years at USC.
Yeah, $10 million a year. So it's there.
$5 million a year.
Oh, okay.
$10 million total.
And honestly, I bet that's low.
Yeah, it probably is.
It probably is, because they're not reporting everything.
Yeah.
So the money is there. You can see it right there
Yeah.
that there are USC donors that can make this happen.
Oh,
Was that all through the collective, or were those private endorsements?
Could have been either way. Don't know. But at the same time, you can get this still. You can go to people. You can have an agent. You can do all these things.
Yeah, they
Miller
all have
Moss is
agents.
not the guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's also Lincoln Riley might not be the guy.
Yeah, no, it's totally possible. And it may be that people don't want to give because they don't believe in Lincoln Riley, and Lincoln Riley is not giving people a reason to believe in him.
And you're calling for his head.
I'm ready to move on.
The best NIL schools now have a general manager.
Yes.
Who's like in charge of that. That's what Woj is doing.
Well, which USC is going to do. USC, I don't think they've hired a general manager yet, but most schools have a general manager now.
But it's a whole separate job. Like our colleague, Adrian Wojnarowski, is now the general manager for NIL just for the basketball team at St. Bonaventure.
Yeah, exactly. All right, coming up next, we're going to do some What's Up, Fool. We're going to do some Lakers at 2 o'clock, so make sure you're here for that. One of the big problems with the Lakers that jumped out at me after I watched the game on Monday. We'll do that coming up, and of course, Lakers basketball is a little bit later on. Lakers at Memphis. We're on until 3:30. Ireland will check in at some point from Memphis. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about my buddy Jacob Imrani. So, did you know that not all personal injury attorneys are going to treat you the same? No. One primary example of this is if you're in an accident, you hire an attorney. Some big law firm says, that one's too small, not worth their time. So they farm it out to a less experienced firm. Imagine if that's you. You think you're hiring one person, then you get a total rookie working your case. Don't do that. Don't take the risk. If you're injured in an accident, call Jacob, get the medical care you need and the compensation that you deserve. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected. Call Jacob. He is the real deal. When you call him, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano sent you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Jacob, proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. And again, when you call him, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN sent you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Steele throwing it down.
Backdoor cut to LeBron and a thunder dunk. Beautiful pass, and LeBron slams it home.
Guess who's back? Steele hitting big shot after big shot.
Three-pointer. Good again! Who is this guy? That's the oldest player in the league.
Live every thrill of LeBron and the Lake Show on 710 ESPN.
Still running the game, still.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California. And yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Abner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Abner takes the call himself. Hello!
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar & Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's Sedano at Los Angeles International Airport. Changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. The LAX Economy parking structure is now open with thousands of smart parking spaces, as well as hundreds of EV charging stations. Modernized terminals have biometric gates for faster boarding, and in the future, the People Mover train will connect travelers to LA Metro. For more information, go to their website, flylax.com/transforminglAX. That's flylax.com/transforminglAX.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right. Who's
guys.
taking it away?
I am.
All right, good.
I'm taking it away, Mace.
Excellent.
All right, so Oklahoma State football coach Mike Gundy had some interesting words for his naysayers. He said, unfortunately in life, most people are weak. As soon as things start to not go as good as what they thought, they fall apart. In most cases.
Hey, Laura, I actually have that sound. Do you want to play it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Brian, go ahead. This is Mike Gundy.
Mike Gundy, I'm a man.
On
I'm
Monday,
40.
lit up. He just torched his fans. Go ahead.
And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their own family. They're not taking care of their own job, but they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. But then in the end, when they go to bed at night, they're the same failure that they were before they said anything negative about anybody else.
Are you kidding me?
Wait. Do you remember when LeBron did that?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Hold on.
What? How did he say it?
Okay, he was in Miami. It was when they lost the first year.
Okay.
And Brian or Laura, you could probably find this. Like, you go back to your same terrible lives. Like, it's
Right.
almost verbatim of what
Is
LeBron
that not
said.
the worst thing? Seriously,
It's like LeBron in 2008, probably.
They've lost
or
9. They've lost 6 in a row.
Yeah.
They had hopes of competing for the Big 12 title.
Wow.
And he is just torching. Now, he has apologized. So I was wrong.
Is that enough, though? Is it an apology? Is that
He's been there a long time.
He's basically saying anybody who's complaining about a 6-game losing streak is terrible. It hates their own life. That's not.
They don't take care of their own life. They don't take care of their own family.
Right.
They go back to their miserable little lives.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Now, again, he's apologized, but that is pretty outrageous.
That's bad.
I don't think I would forgive and forget necessarily if I was an
No.
Oklahoma State fan.
Think about how much time and energy you invest cheering for your teams.
Yep.
and how much money you invest buying season tickets. You got it?
Okay, here's the LeBron sound. Set it up.
Okay, so when LeBron first went to the Miami Heat, they lost in the finals the first year to the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
And he faced a lot of criticism. There was a lot of jokes about it. How do he couldn't finish in the fourth quarter, etc. And this is what he had to say after one of those finals losses.
Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems that they had today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that.
Yeah, see, that's
same playbook.
Here's the thing, though.
Nicer, though.
LeBron was pretty young in his career at
Yeah.
that point, right? It's still, you can't say it.
You just can't say
You
it.
can't say it. You can't say anybody that is unhappy with our team hates their own life.
He also didn't say go back to their miserable lives.
Yeah, go back.
like Gundy
did.
said. He didn't say the word.
Oh, he didn't say miserable.
He said they have to go back to their lives.
Yeah,
that's it.
He was
He didn't say
nicer.
they're miserable, not lives. That's
Yeah.
going a little.
Yeah,
like
that
a
is
step
too far.
couple
But I mean,
too
I
far.
remember that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say something like that. And then Gundy just took that to another level. I mean, look, he's been there a long time. Like his most famous quote ever is, "I'm a man. I'm 40." I mean, he's probably 50 by this point.
Yeah, he is.
At least.
Yeah, he is.
So he's been there long enough to be 40 and then 50.
And they've had really good times, and they've had a lot of
They were
success in the
just in
program.
the college football playoff
and now
couple
he's
years
just
ago.
torching the whole fan base. Again, he's
Wow.
apologized, but I would remember that if I was.
I will
And
say
nothing's
this.
going to happen to him.
No,
There it is. Ah!
He's
All right.
57.
57. He's been
That
there a
was
long
17 years
Wow.
ago.
He's a man.
He's 57.
You know what? I'm an old man.
He's 57.
57.
Wow.
The guy, I'm 40, I'm a man
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
is now 57.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been
He's an
quite
old
some
man
time.
now. Okay. Let's
What's
go.
up, Foo?
Okay, so Jamar Chase was asked about Thursday Night Football, if it's like studying for, school tests, like cramming in for a test.
Yes.
And his answer was pretty, blatant. I didn't study in school.
Yep.
There were some comments saying, people didn't like that, but I went back, kind of looked at it a little bit, and I thought, when I was in school myself, I actually didn't study either. It was one of those things where I just had to be in class. Like if I was in class and I saw the stuff, I don't know, there was something in my brain that just like sitting down studying,
ask you a
it
question?
wouldn't go hand in
This is
hand.
a personal question.
Yeah.
Who paid for your college?
Me and my parents, so I'm still in debt.
Okay,
so,
you're still in debt.
Okay, because it's interesting. I always find, like, when I play poker against people at a casino, right?
Yes.
The people who are
At Commerce Casino.
At
the,
Commerce,
the
okay?
greatest poker room in the world.
The
Largest.
people who are the loosest at the table are the ones spending their parents' money.
Of course.
Oh,
it's
you
not
really
theirs.
think that?
Yeah.
I play at Commerce. It's a bunch of grizzled old guys around me. It's not.
I mean, I haven't played there in a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
'cause I'm being out, but I feel like when you're spending somebody else's money, you're a lot looser.
Yeah.
And when you're in the college and your parents are paying for everything, and you're not coming out of your own pocket, or maybe you are with loans.
Yeah.
But you're not you don't have a job during college.
Right. Sure.
Like, I feel like that's more licensed
Okay,
to mess around.
okay, Stanford. How much studying did you do when you were in school?
I prided myself on studying the least amount possible.
And whose money were you spending?
My parents.
Yes, right. Bergman, in your studies?
I lasted 1 year at Colorado.
Yes, 1 year at
that
CU.
did- But it was not my money.
Yeah.
And I did not study at all, and that's why
Yeah.
I came back. Because
Exactly.
I failed out.
Well, at
Large-
least you
Not
knew
exactly
enough not to
failed
let
out,
your
but-
parents keep paying for
Right.
it.
I was like, no, just stop paying for
And
this.
by
I'm
the way,
coming home.
we can't. Jamar Chase did get a degree.
Yeah.
Did get a
and he
degree.
was not paying his own money for that.
Laura,
degree.
did you study?
I am like Brian. I had to be in class, and I
Yep.
also paid
Same.
for college. But I just, as long as I'm in class, I'm good. I can retain the information.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went
did-
to class. Yeah.
I did not go to class at all.
Wow.
Really?
I really did not study. I mean, I was working full time.
Okay.
So was I.
Yeah.
I was doing morning drive. I was getting up every day and going into work
Wow.
at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So while I was going to school, but I took all classes that ended with a paper.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You
another
did nothing else.
Instead of
Oh,
tests,
I hated those.
I had papers, and I knew how to
Yeah.
write a paper. Like I could be all night
Yeah.
up the day
I can see
before
that.
it's due, and write an entire
Yeah.
paper. Remember back in the day, there were no computers. It was
Yeah.
like a typewriter.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
white out things
I
that
wrote
don't exist anymore.
handwritten things.
Yeah.
Pencil and paper.
So I do not criticize Jamar Chase. I didn't study either.
I did go to class, though.
I did not.
Yeah.
What's up, Foo? Okay, is it me or you?
I'll go.
Okay.
So
I was like-
Why are you looking at
we
me?
have a
No, Brian and I were like discussing who's going next.
Yeah.
So the Simpsons are going to have a simulcast of one of the NFL games.
saw
Monday
that,
Night
yeah.
Football
Nice.
is going to be between the Cowboys and the Bengals. Kind of Disney
Uh-huh.
Plus. Last year they did the Toy Story universe.
That was at 6 in the morning. Too.
Right. Yeah, that was
It
a
was
little.
good, though.
This one's a little more, Disney Plus. It's going to be on ESPN Plus as well. So a couple different avenues here.
Yep.
The thing that the guy I thought was funny is in the promo they had Team Bart as the Bengals and Team Homer as the Cowboys.
Oh, interesting.
Is there any more character that represents the Cowboys right now? Homer Simpson, Jerry Jones, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Fully
actually
fits the Cowboys.
completely appropriate. Yeah.
Especially if Dak's still hurt.
All right, where are you on these simulcast kind of games?
Look, I think they're cool. I don't necessarily. I'm not a Simpsons watcher. I mean, I've obviously seen The Simpsons, but
Yeah.
I've not watched
I haven't watched
in a
it in a
few
while.
years.
Yeah.
It's like they're on season 41 or whatever the hell
They
it
just
is.
keep going.
It's going to keep going. So I think it's actually really cool. It attracts a different audience. Maybe somebody that wouldn't watch now watches. I think that was the case with Toy Story. That's the case with those Nickelodeon, getting slimed and all that kind of stuff that they do. So I think it's a positive. I won't necessarily watch it.
The Toy Story one was pretty cool. I actually did
I
like
saw
it.
part of
watched
the
it.
Toy Story
So
one, yeah.
I got up and I watched it, but the only there was some technical difficulties that they were having throughout basically the first half, so it was a little weird.
Yeah.
But once they got it all worked out, it looked pretty cool, and I don't mind like even the Nickelodeon one. So I'll check this one out.
Yeah.
It seems like
I'll see what it
it's
looks
fun.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, the one I like about the Nickelodeon is they do kind of cool. Is they do like the kid broadcasters they
Yes.
bring in. That's
Yeah.
kind of a cool aspect.
I like
of it,
that. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that
like the slime
Is
as-
that baby girl
touchdowns?
ever going to grow up on the Simpsons? Is she ever?
Oh, yeah, Maggie.
No.
Going to age?
No,
Nobody
they-
did.
they- none of
Will-
them age.
Will Maggie have her first words at some point?
No.
They do episodes where she's like older and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
do they?
yeah,
They
yeah,
flash forward?
They flash forward
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no choice.
Right, because otherwise it's just
It's
I mean,
season
like,
41.
Literally, Maggie's like 40.
Correct.
If they were actually aging.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Matt Groening's
And
always
Homer is
said they're
done.
going to continue going as long as there's something to make fun of. And there always is something to make
There
fun of.
always is.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. There's your What's Up, Fool. In the meantime, what is on tap today on 710 ESPN? Well, thanks to Michelob Ultra, the 4-3 Lakers continue their road trip as they head to Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Coverage starts at 3:30, tip-off at 5. Hear it all on your afternoon drive on 710 a.m. or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. So a couple of questions here. Why did Clayton Kershaw opt out of his contract
I was
for
wondering
next year?
that.
And if there are 34 zeros in a number, what is that number?
Okay.
Okay? You
I'm gonna
may
think
know.
about it.
You went to
I don't.
Stanford.
I
No,
don't
you
know
don't?
it.
Okay.
34 zeros.
34 zeros.
Wow.
I'll explain that coming up. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
I will have to do a uniform change, by the way, and don't give me that look that you're ready to move on and the rest of us can't say a word. Don't give me that look. You're already, listen, I know how upset you are today, and I'm ready to move on. I got your back 1,000%, but I'm going to have to make a uniform change, and I'm going into the Walton t-shirt that you, sir, got for me while in Boston during the NBA Finals. Now move on.
Does it
Social
fit?
team, let's pull that too.
Does it fit?
Yes, it fits brilliantly. Thank you.
Okay.
In fact, just post the whole show. Because as usual, when we're all together, which doesn't happen as much as it used to, we can be frank on that. It is a masterclass on how to do sports radio in a market this size. Travis and DeMarco and Mason Ireland could only wish to be this good.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
John Ireland here, looking for the perfect smile. You gotta meet Dr. Monica Madden at Beverly Hills Orthodontics, your go-to orthodontist right here in LA. Check them out at beverlyhillsortho.com or call 877-7-LET'S-DO-THIS. With locations in Beverly Hills, Studio City, Alhambra, and downtown LA, luxury orthodontic treatment is convenient no matter where you are. Your smile is in expert hands at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com. 877-7. Let's do this. That's 877-753-8736.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Oh, hang on. Beto's here. Beto, you were going to add to our conversation about NIL collectives.
Yeah. Go to the SEC if you're a good quarterback right now.
Yeah.
They're paying you. If you're anything who is a big-time recruit, you're going to the SEC because they're paying you a bunch of money. Because schools like Tennessee, there's nothing else going on there, so they're going to pay you a bunch.
Right.
That softball player that Ramona was talking about that went to Texas Tech.
Yep.
She wanted to stay at Stanford. She's fantastic. But they're going to give her $1 million something.
Yeah, I was talking to her, and I said,
yeah, absolutely.
I go, she told me it was over $1 million a year, and I go, I got to be honest with you, I would love for you to stay, but you got to take that money.
Yeah. Now, what do you know? USC's obviously behind the curve on this.
They got money.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who owns Public Storage is a big USC guy, but he had a falling out with the athletic program.
Oh.
Is it
Remember that a couple
over
years
Lincoln
ago?
Riley?
I don't know exactly what the Times wrote about it a couple years ago because they were starting these different collectives. Also, there's so many different collectives going on. Again, I don't know the details or anything like that, but you just hear so many different factions where those schools that are in the SEC, it's let's get together and we're going to throw a bunch of money at it.
Right.
And you were talking about Miami. I guess they're in the top 5.
Yeah, Miami's number 5.
Well, Miami has a couple of dudes who are just throwing a bunch of money at it. It hasn't worked for them, but they're throwing the money at it. There was a kid I was out of here, Jake Garcia, who went to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the backup, and he was getting close to $1 million.
Wow.
So these guys are bouncing around. So if you're a quarterback, and anybody can transfer now. Remember, you don't have to sit out anymore.
Yeah.
You can transfer every single year.
Yeah.
So these kids are essentially free agents. So the talk about, they're not recruiting in their backyard, because if you're a kid who is a 4 or 5 star at one of the big premier schools in Southern California, yeah, it's cool to play at SC, but Oregon is going to give me a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You're a kid, and you know who's getting paid? The parents. The parents are getting something in this.
Yeah, right.
Because one of the deals is also, well, if my kid's going to go to Lubbock, Texas, play at Texas A&M, how do I get there?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you need how many flights for you? Well, me, my wife, his brother, who's also a recruit.
Yeah.
Oh, Southwest. You know what? There's a private plane that's just going to pop up right there.
Right.
So if you're a premier defensive line, offensive line, and a QB, you are getting whatever you want in this world right now. And these kids are not staying here because they don't have to.
So I wonder if that's the case, and by all accounts it is, how much blame can be put on Lincoln Riley if he doesn't have the payroll? Well, the payroll.
Essentially, what it is,
the payroll that Ohio State and Oregon has. It is a payroll.
Well, you have the payroll. It's also how do you use it, right? Every professional baseball team has a billionaire owner. How are they using their salary?
Right.
So you look at the kid. What's the kid from Georgia that came to SC? That defensive lineman.
Bear Alexander.
Yeah.
Bear Alexander.
Where's he
yeah,
at
he's now in his 6th school. Well, he's still at USC. He hasn't transferred
But he
yet.
got paid, right?
Yeah, but he got paid.
He got paid. He didn't like what's going on. And so it's about getting the right player.
Right.
So spending the right money. So that's what you're doing. So I don't know anything going on at SC, but I just know that the kids that are getting recruited, whatever school they're at, they're always looking to, if I'm not starting here, where am I going next?
Right.
And whatever coach leaves, you're going to follow the domino of where they're going to go. So there's no need for a kid to be loyal to a school because those days are done.
Those days are over.
There's a reason Miller Moss was staying at USC because he wanted to be at USC. His mom is a big-time architect, and they have the money. He was paid his own way. He didn't have to be there.
Right.
He graduated in 3 years, but he even left Loyola High School to go to Alameda to go to SC. So these kids, it starts in high school. Kids are now going to 4 different high schools
every year.
Kids are flying in from Hawaii to go to Mater Dei and the Boscos. Like, it doesn't matter where it's at because you're going 7-on-7 and you're going in Pop Warner football when you're doing that backup. Was it the whole back year when you're in 8th grade and you do it twice?
Right.
You have teams. There's an organization called the OC Ducks, right? Another Buckeyes. They're feeder programs for these major schools. Kids are doing that. They're learning that right now.
Right.
So if you have a major quarterback, what's he doing? Who did I play 7-on-7 with in Texas? Hey, my dad, he'll rent you a spot in the South Bay somewhere.
Right.
That's what it is. These kids are getting sold from the get-go. It's nothing new in college.
So I will say, and we talked about this earlier, but I'm done with Lincoln Riley.
Well, that's a different story. Now that's on the field.
But here's
on the field is
right. But here's the thing.
I don't even want to watch the games.
And if the buyout is $90 million, would you? And by the way, you blow out Lincoln Riley, who are you going to get? Number 1, number 2. Players are going to scatter.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the transfer portal.
Yeah,
when
but they're
going to
do that no matter what.
But you don't like the players that are out there pretty much anyway.
Well, they're not. Obviously, they're not necessarily
also,
effective.
Lincoln Riley is playing a kind of football that's not good for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Like
he has to adjust to Big Ten football.
Yeah, and he's not going to because, again, I don't know, but it just looks like he's so stubborn and hard-headed that that's what he's going to do. It worked at Oklahoma, but it's not going to work in the Big Ten when you're going to Happy Valley. And didn't they lose at Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maryland.
They lost them the terrapins.
They got smashed. They're getting smashed, right?
Although, are they? They're not really getting smashed.
No, they're getting
loss.
They've had a lead in the fourth quarter of every loss.
On the field.
It's not like we're getting our ass kicked.
Yeah, but I'm talking on the field. They're getting beat up on the field.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Smash. Not the score-wise, but it's
Yeah.
big dudes from the middle of the West who are just coming out there and pounding you, and that's what they're doing.
You know what? They did stand up with LSU. They did stand up with Penn State.
LSU isn't as good
They
as
did
thought,
stand
right?
up with Wisconsin.
They're
They did
14 in the
stand up
country.
with Michigan. They were not. It's not that like they're getting blown out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, moral victories. Yay.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Wait,
not
but
about
that's
Morales.
USC.
Let's go, Morales.
It's
Moral
absolute-
victories.
No,
Woohoo!
it's absolutely miserable. It's a
The home
miserable
of-
season.
We're not getting blown out.
By the way, the public storage guy you're talking about is
Yeah.
B. Wayne Hughes. He died in
Yeah,
2021.
he died in 2021.
But his son.
That's another way to have a falling out.
Yeah, yes.
No, but there was
his
a
son.
falling
His
out, right?
son is still worth $2 billion. Went to USC also. He helps with Oaks Christian School.
Yeah, he opened that up. So there's
so
like
he's still there. He still has the money.
Yeah, there's just so many. At SC, you just hear there's like UCLA. It's going to be harder for them to get it because it's hard to get into that school.
Right.
Same thing Ramona knows. It's hard to get those kids into Stanford. So there's certain players that you have, but then if you're not winning, why would? If you're a kid, right now who's a 4-star, and you're really good. And it's like, okay, we need you for a couple years to help rebuild the program. Hell no.
Right.
I'm going to go 1 year and win, go to the playoff, and then go find another school,
Yeah.
then
Right.
another school,
Yeah.
and another school. Don't blame the kids. It's just the system. It's the program.
Yeah, it is
Also,
the system.
You only and this is really true in college where you're only getting that money once.
Yes.
Like if you show up and and Oregon wants to give you $300,000 to come play there.
Go.
And then let's say you're not starting.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, kid, we don't have that for you again this year because you weren't starting. You're probably going to transfer it, but this time it's going to be $50,000.
So they can pull their NIL money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
not
only for
guaranteed.
1 year.
And it's not a scholarship. You're not bound to the
It
university.
has nothing to do with the school.
Right.
It's collective.
So anybody could, or you could be promised $300K, and the guy who's going to give it, who was going to fund that, just changed his mind.
Like UNLV.
Exactly. You know, remember DJ Uiagalelei?
Yes.
Right?
Where is he now?
He's at Florida State, and they're no good.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
He
terrible.
was supposed to be the guy in the NFL by now. He was supposed to be with, was it Jaden Daniels? He was supposed to be better than all
He
these
was.
guys. He went
Started
to
at Clemson, right?
Started at Clemson,
Clemson.
and then did not do well. But
Oregon
he had
State.
Yeah.
he had deals at a high school at St. John Bosco where he had, you know, Gary VCon.
Okay.
Gary's management company had stuff with him. He had Dr. Pepper deals. He had Clemson deals.
Yeah.
He had all these NILs. He didn't perform. All gone.
Right.
Goes to Oregon State last year. Got better.
Yeah.
Oregon State gave him some good money. Okay, he could have stayed there.
So a lot of these kids are
Yeah.
literally just going where the money is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
we
if
do
you
the same
think
thing.
about this, this is the best, this is their trade. This
Yes.
is what they're doing, and they have like a 4-year window to get paid.
Yeah, so that kid DJ, the chance of him going to the NFL is probably slim to
So
none
again,
now. He became a millionaire in college.
In the world you're describing, how much blame can be put on Lincoln Riley if they're being outspent to the degree that they're being outspent? If you look at the playoff, so many of the teams that have top collectives are in the top 12.
But Steve, he still has stud athletes there.
He does.
5 stars.
But
put them at UCLA. You don't think they would
clearly
take them right
Ohio
now?
State's got better talent. Oregon's got better talent because they
Better
pay more.
coaching.
Well, they also pay more.
But
USC is not a top 15 collective.
But they've been paying certain players.
But they got outbid for Will Howard this year.
Well, yeah, you're going to get outbid.
Okay, so why are they outbid? If
But at
that's
the
who
end of the
Lincoln
day-
Riley wants, that's
at the end of the day, aren't you the one coaching? Aren't you the one supposed to
Yeah.
motivate the players? Aren't the one supposed to be to get them out there?
With the players he's got, he's not doing a good job with.
Absolutely. They're not buying into him anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
That's what it
right.
looks like.
All right, I want to do one quick stop here.
All right, bye.
Bye. Thank you, Beto.
That was great radio.
Yeah,
Thank
really
you for
good.
that
Thank you,
drop-by.
Beto. That was awesome.
You know all the stuff from
He
the high
does.
school.
Well, because
This
you're
is-
a
He knows
Southern
the high
California.
school stuff.
Because you're a Hall of Famer from LUSD right there. I have to step my game up.
Yeah. So Clayton Kershaw, I mentioned this. Clayton Kershaw has opted out of the second year, opted out of his contract for next year. So this year he made $7.5 million. He made a $5 million base and $2.5 million in incentives.
Okay.
He had a base salary of $10 million for next year, with $1 million for every start or relief appearance of at least 3 innings past 10 games. So the first 10
past 10
games,
games, okay.
So the first 10 games he doesn't get anything. Then he gets $1 million for every start after
Wow.
that if he lasts 3 innings. So why would Clayton Kershaw opt out of $10 million and that $1 million per start past 10 games when he's clearly not? He's not going to get more than that.
Okay, so I actually think I know the answer to this,
Oh,
but
good.
I
Well-
want to give anybody else a chance first. It's
Well,
not
no.
Game
Well,
of
if you
Games.
have the answer, then
I
go
think
ahead.
he wants. He's pulling a Shohei
Which is what?
To defer
to
money?
take less. I think he's taking less.
You think he's opting out to take less?
So Shohei deferred a ton of money, so he's still getting
Yeah,
all
but I
of it.
think he's saying, I want you to use this $10 million to go get better staff.
So
go
you
better
think
players.
he's going to sign for less than $10 million?
Yeah,
he
I do.
knows that he's not going to be playing a lot. He's not going to be on the postseason
Yeah.
roster most likely. You're just putting him here to be there for 6 innings a game. 4 innings a game.
I'm all
a
for
few
it
games.
if Kershaw's taking less.
He's made plenty of money in his career.
Right.
He finally got that World Series and that parade that he's always dreamed of.
Yep. Right.
He didn't really do much. He pitched
He admitted it.
4 or 5 games. Yeah, he admitted it.
Yeah.
And I think if he's going to stick around, he wants to do it again. Give
By
him the
way,
best chance to win.
Another
Give me a
nugget.
little bit of money just to be here.
Another nugget that came out today from Bob Nightingale.
Okay.
Hey, Steve. How you doing? Hey, Mama. Hey, Bergman.
That sounds a little like your cup check.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's very close to cup check.
Okay,
Very
okay.
close to cup check. He says Mookie Betts is moving back to the infield.
Can you do
for
it in
next
that
year.
voice?
Yeah. Mookie Betts. Moving back to the infield.
That's great. That was really good.
Yeah, we should get Bob on just for comparison's sake. Every day I walk into the studio, I always
To Jorge?
Hey, Warren.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Hey. That's what Bob sounds like.
I like that though. I always figured that he was going to go back. I really feel that he moved back to right field just out of necessity. They
Sure.
needed him to go to
Yeah.
right field because they didn't have somebody, and they wanted to have both Gavin Lux and Miguel Rojas in
Yeah.
the lineup, and it turned into Tommy Edman. But so he wants to be in the infield, so they're going
Right.
to give him that opportunity again. And really, he should be at second base. Which is
Which
where
is
the issue goes.
probably where he's going to go.
Right, but that means Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux can only play second base. He can't DH. He can't play
Right.
the outfield. He
Can't
can't
play
do anything.
shortstop.
Can't play shortstop.
Nope.
So that means that either they're going to move on from Gavin Lux. He
Right.
is he has one more year left. It's an arbitration deal, and especially if they get Willie Adames, which a lot of people are talking about.
That is the
Then you
the
gotta move
play.
him.
Unless you played Tommy Edman at shortstop.
You can play Tommy Edman in shortstop. He's still here next year.
Mookie and Edman as your middle infield.
Who's in center field?
That's up for grabs. That's somebody.
So why does he want to go back to the infield? I'm sorry. Why is he not
Easier
in the
on his
outfield?
body.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and
Longevity.
The other thing, I think the Dodgers probably ultimately want him in the infield. There's a big bonus. You know this.
Yeah.
There's a big bonus to having a middle infielder with some pop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Then you can add an outfielder
With some pop.
With some pop.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah,
bonus
that's a good
for
point.
you. So like Teo, I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
with
Hope they
Teoscar
re-sign him.
Hernandez. I hope they re-sign him, but I think
Yeah.
it's going to take a gigantic deal. He's 32. What do we think?
I
The
don't-
Dodgers give him 3 years.
So bad at this game, but
3 years, 100. How about
Yeah,
that? 3
I'd do
years,
that.
100.
I mean, if they have the money to do it, which they do,
Of
then
course
yeah,
they do.
Sure,
Defer it.
Make it
just
happen.
Get it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's an unbelievable fan favorite. He was incredible during the course of this season. He's a great guy for connectivity and emotion in the clubhouse.
Are you saying no Mickey Rowe?
Mickey Rowe's already back. They already
no,
him.
but
Okay,
I
so
think
if Edmund
ideally
was
he's
shortstop,
a bench guy.
you could play Edmund in center field
what I
and
was saying.
play
Miggy at
short.
Yeah.
So if you're going by what you actually want for next year, you want Adames to be your shortstop. You want Edmund in center. You want Mookie in
At second
base, and then somebody else in right field. Like, so you want to go out and get a right fielder.
Yes.
You know, Juan Soto's.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Juan
kinda
Soto's
hanging
right
out.
there.
It's between the New York teams,
Sure.
is what they're saying.
I
Anyway.
think it absolutely
But yeah,
is.
you can find somebody for those roles. I think that's where it could even be somebody like Kike.
Yeah.
So if you can get the stuff,
Yeah.
you want to go after all of it.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next for you, Ryan Abraham, USCFootball.com. I have not talked to Ryan since the Trojans fell to 4-5 with a loss this weekend at Washington. So we'll get his take on the collective stuff we've been talking about. Lincoln Riley, if there's any chance we can get rid of him, all that kind of stuff is coming up next with Ryan Abraham. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
After a 3-0 loss in Vancouver, the Black and Gold find themselves in a do-or-die match Friday night.
We have no one to blame but ourselves, and we will look to correct those mistakes this week in training and try to finish out the series on Friday.
A spot in the Western Conference semifinals is on the line in a decisive Game 3 at BMO Stadium.
We know our fans are amazing, and we're going to do everything we can to bring a win at home and move on to the next round.
Los Angeles Football Club versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Pre-game begins Friday night at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room, now open 24/7. Tune in all week this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino that includes this Monday's tailgate party passes at the casino and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Hollywood Park Casino, Park Party and Play, must be 21 years and older to enter.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you looking to sell your home quickly and easily without having to deal with repairs or the worry of buyers qualifying for new high-interest rate loans? Call Sellers Advantage. With thousands of satisfied customers, they're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. They'll buy your home for a competitive cash offer and can close in just days, not weeks or months. No repairs are needed because they buy homes as is. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Sellers Advantage is the fastest and most stress-free way to sell your home. If you're ready to sell your home, call Sellers Advantage. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747 or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Sellers Advantage.
I'm Doug Hopkins.
And I'm Damon Lyons, and we want to buy your house.
If you're considering selling your home for any reason, let Sellers Advantage show you a better way to sell your home.
With no agent fees, no commissions, no hassles, and no repairs.
Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days. We don't just promise more, we deliver a much better customer experience.
Check out our Google reviews and see how.
Call Sellers Advantage or visit sellersadvantage.com for free, no obligation cash offer.
Don't worry, sell happy with Sellers Advantage.
Just fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using #BloomRamFit.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, and joining us right now from Memphis, John Ireland's here. Ireland, what's going on, man?
What's happening, people? How's the show going?
Show has been probably a top 5 all-time show.
All-time.
All-time show.
Excellent.
It's an all-timer.
I've solved all the world's
You got to do.
problems.
You got to
Can
do
you fix
your.
Anthony Davis's foot?
No, we've talked about it, but we haven't fixed it yet. I tell you, before we get to anything, though,
Yeah.
Ryan Abraham's waiting online.
Oh, I have a question for Ryan.
Yeah, you
Good.
heard the conversation. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan is from USCFootball.com. Ryan, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, what's up? Do you need some more people in here? We don't have enough right now.
We need more. We need more.
It's a party, Ryan. All right, so Ryan, my question is about this quarterback change. In 2024, you really need to. I'll phrase it this way: if Lincoln Riley didn't play Jaden Maeva, he probably risks losing him to the transfer portal at the end of the year. Right? This is This not only is he changing the quarterback because he wants to see what this kid can do, but in this day and age of college football, if he didn't play at all this year, he probably would have left, right?
I think you're right. I think when Lincoln Riley talked about this yesterday, he said it wasn't really about the future. It's what's best for the team right now. But I think you always have to think about that. And I think they have a highly ranked quarterback that's committed at least for right now. What is he going to do? What is Miller Moss going to do? He has a year of eligibility. Jaden Maeva, just transferred in from UNLV. He's got some time left. So I think it's one of those moves where, for me, like you're 4-5. The season it was terrible. You need to spark something.
Yep.
But I think a side benefit is you are going to get him on the field a little bit more and then see what he can do. And maybe you have your QB of the future if he ends up doing well.
So it is a miserable season, as you mentioned, just a disaster. And a lot of people are asking, can we get rid of Lincoln Riley? Now, there's a $90 million buyout. What are the odds that we can get rid of Lincoln Riley?
Yeah, you wouldn't have expected that, Mace, after the first year winning 11 games and a Heisman. But the last 2 years, like losing 5 of your last 6 last year, this year being 4-5 and having a fourth quarter lead in all those games, it's a disaster. This is a wasted season in my mind. And Pete Thamel reported that it was a $90 million. We had heard a very similar number. And when fans would come to be like, hey, we want to fire him, I'm like, I don't think they can do it. To me, the biggest buyout ever was Jimbo Fisher a couple of years ago with Texas A&M, or a year ago. And that was $76 million, I believe. And, all the oil money came together to do that. And that was like double anything we've ever seen. This would blow that away. I just don't think it's in the cards for something like that unless someone wants to write a big check. I know, Ramona, I know you got a lot of money. Maybe you would help, but I'm not sure. I don't know, man.
She went to Stanford. I doubt she'll help.
Where's all this money I have?
Yeah, can I have some, Momo?
Tell me. Yeah, tell me where
Momo's
it is.
loaded.
Yeah, thanks.
So you're saying no, we're not going to be able to get rid of Lincoln Riley, right?
Yeah, from what I've heard, it just seems like impossible. I mean, especially in this day and age, with the amount you can change your roster with a tenth of that. So if you could get some booster money, and it's harder now too when you're losing boosters that pledged money to pay for your roster last year. Like, well, what did you do for me lately? But you could put that money towards getting better defensive linemen, offensive linemen, and that would probably help more than just kind of throwing it out the window to just get a new coach.
So we were talking about NIL and USC. In a list, and they don't have a great NIL program. They're not keeping up with the Ohio States and the Oregons of the world.
Well, they did when Caleb was here.
Well, he got 2 years, $10 million, right? Or reportedly, supposedly, that's what he got. But also reportedly, they were outbid for Will Howard, who's the quarterback at Ohio State. Why is USC not better suited for the NIL game?
So I think even we're seeing this at UCLA too, but USC's been sort of slow to adapt when the landscape changes, and there's not been a time in history of sport that the landscape's changed more than the last couple of years. Even when they went to the early signing period, if you remember that years back, USC was still gearing towards the February signing period, and everyone ended up signing people in December, and USC was sort of looking around like, what happened? I feel like they were that way too, but I think now they're raising a lot of money. I mean, House of Victory is their collective, and I think they have a lot of money. The problem is you have to use it well too. It's not just about having the funds, but the coaches have to recruit to it. You need really like a general manager, like in a professional organization, and they're trying to find somebody to do that. They haven't hired somebody like a permanent person there yet. So I think there's a lot of factors in there, but they've raised money but they don't have this well-oiled machine. Where at Oregon, I mean, it's hard to compare to Oregon just because Phil Knight, they have, their Division Street is their collective. They have former Nike executives on that. That's a professional organization because you have this, billionaire that wants the team to win. And I think in this era, it's nice if everyone pitched in money and you got a lot of funds. But I think there's something to be said for just having one person that has a crap ton of money and just will write checks if you need a player. And then there's just no committee to go through or anything like that. USC doesn't really have that right now. So that would be helpful. But I think they've raised money, but just the whole how they're using it, it's just not a well-oiled machine yet.
So you brought up the idea of a general manager, and I think that's something that the best NIL schools are doing now. What kind of guy or woman would that be? Like, is somebody with a public profile?
Yeah, they tried to hire somebody already, right, Ryan?
They've looked at some different people, and I think you got to get someone that goes along with the head coach and their philosophy. But you're right, Ramona. This is like a whole different ballgame. If you had someone with NFL experience, even like a Brandon Sosna, who was at USC, number 2 to Mike Bone. He's been in 2 different NFL front offices, something like that. But you have to be able to manage a salary cap like you would.
Right.
But you also need to have return on your investment. Like right now, like I mentioned, the boosters. If you say, Ramona gives $1 million to Stanford to make the football team better,
I don't,
and then they
by the
stink.
way. Yeah.
Well, if
she gives $1 million,
assuming you did,
she
$2
gives
million,
$1 million to the
whatever.
softball team. Yeah.
Yeah. And if the team was tanking, then she'd be like, "Hey, what happened to my investment?" And I think the general manager has to have that in mind, where you're paying this player this much money, and there's reasons for it. You're budgeting, what all these different guys make for a salary cap and all of that. Especially with next year, schools will be sharing in revenue, so it's a really unique sort of position. And USC kind of has somebody doing that, but not with the expertise and experience that you would need for this new era of college football.
Do they make a bowl game this year?
I kind of think they do. I think this is going to get a spark from Mayava. Nebraska comes in following week, and they're reeling. UCLA just went into Nebraska and beat them. And
yep.
I kind of feel they'll get 2 out of 3, but it's certainly not a guarantee. I mean, losing 4 of your last 5 is just, it's inexcusable that they're in this position. There is no way they should be under 500 fighting for a bowl game, because the schedule wasn't that hard either.
This was the easier of the Big Ten schedules. Yeah.
What are the bowl games?
Wasn't bad.
What are the bowl games they're looking at? I don't know. I knew what the Pac-12 bowl games were, but what are the Big Ten bowl
the
games?
Weed Eater Bowl or
Rose Bowl.
It's the LA Bowl.
It's what?
It could be the LA Bowl, the Gronk Bowl.
Okay.
That could be
that's
one.
always highly anticipated.
Hey, I sell that. I sell those tickets to free tickets here.
All right, Ryan. Well, thanks for cheering us up. We're a low payroll team with a coach we don't like.
Well, Ramona's not low payroll. We know that. But.
Give a little bit of money to USC, Ramona, even though you didn't go there.
You're Momo.
I somehow just jumped a tax bracket without knowing
good for
it.
you.
Did I
Good
get a
for
raise
you.
I don't know about?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, thank you very much. See you at the Nebraska game, okay?
All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, thanks.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
You're still going to go to the game?
Yeah. You know why I'm going to go to the games? Because I had a really good time the last time I was there.
Yeah.
Hung out with some people.
Cool.
There were some listeners. There were some people from the station. I had a really good time. So, yeah, I'll still go back.
Let me ask you guys your opinion on this. At the start of the season, before the season even started, Mason, you weren't there that day.
Okay.
Some listener called, and he's a big Nebraska fan.
Mm-hmm.
And we made the Dan Patrick bet, the pie in the face bet.
Okay.
If USC wins, this guy's got to take a pie in the face.
Okay.
And if Nebraska wins, I have to take a pie in the
good.
face.
Do we know who this guy is?
Yeah, he reached out to me this week.
Okay, good.
He offered to let me out of the bet. I still think USC is going to win this game. I think I should stay in the bet.
But you didn't get this for
I
UCLA?
I would stay in it.
Wait, so why didn't you get this for UCLA? Your actual
I don't think
alma mater.
UCLA.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, because we're USC station.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
but
and no one cares about UCLA football. And I would have
Except
bet a
Bergman.
lot of money
Hey.
that UCLA never would have beat Nebraska, and they did.
Yeah.
But my theory, Mace, is that if Nebraska can't beat UCLA, they're not going to beat USC in the Coliseum, right?
No, they are not. And they are, as Ryan said, Nebraska is reeling. I mean, they've got that young quarterback, Dylan Raiola, who's got a chance to be. Oh, is he out now?
I think he got hurt at the end of the UCLA
well,
game.
That may
he
be
came
an answer.
back in at the end of the game. So.
Yeah,
that
no,
could
but
always
then
be
Greg,
a good thing.
did you watch the whole thing? He came back in for a play, and then they had to
that's
carry him
right.
out.
He fell out. He fell right afterwards. He couldn't even make it through the.
He's
the
like
huddle.
he's like mini Mahomes, right?
Yeah, he looks like him, walks like him. He just doesn't
Really?
throw like him.
Yeah,
Does he talk like him, like Kermit the Frog?
No, it doesn't sound like
Let
him.
me hear your Mahomes, Mace.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's right in that.
Kermit the Frog here.
Oh, that was good.
That wasn't
Greg
terrible.
Really
Do you have
Greg.
a Mahomes Ireland?
I don't think so. I can try it.
Try it in here.
What is
Kermit the Frog. No, I can't do it.
No, Greg is great.
Greg-
Greg
Greg-
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Greg, you've got Kermit the Frog down.
The
Kermit D Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good. Very
Greg's
good.
is decent.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
All right, coming up next for you, let's do a little Lakers.
Yeah.
So the Lakers have lost 3 out of 4. We don't know. Anthony Davis questionable tonight. Rui Hachimura upgraded from doubtful to questionable, so he potentially could play. But what do the Lakers do if they need to replace Rui in the starting lineup? And also, why are we where we are? Why have they lost 3 out of 4? I've got the answer.
Really?
I absolutely have the answer.
Well, I could mention it to J.J. Redick if your answer is right.
Excellent. We will do it coming up next. Nate, I'm always right, so I'm sure this is the
That's
correct
not
take. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using hashtag BloomRamFit.
I want to give a shout out to all those people whose job it is to hire. You have one of the toughest jobs there is. Let's make it easier with our friends at ZipRecruiter. How? Once you post your job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to over 100 top job sites, so you reach more of the right people faster. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bus blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino. Located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
What's going on? It is Wednesday, November 6th, and we're not talking about that stuff. We're talking about sports, and we're having fun.
Again, Oregon, number one.
Shohei's shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Lakers. Lost 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
What's that, Laura?
Yeah.
34 zeros.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Pay that tease
I
off.
want to know.
Pay that tease
I
off.
really
Okay.
do. I was like, what is
Ireland might know
34?
this.
Okay, so Ireland.
Yeah.
I have got this story about a fine that, let's see, it's a fine that I almost said the Soviet Union, Russia has filed against Google. So they have fined them 2 and then...
They find the Russians or they find
Russian
Google?
court fines Google. It's 2 and 34 zeros.
Wow.
What is that?
What the hell-
Quadrillion. Is it a quadrillion?
That's way more than a
Quadrizabillion.
quadrillion. Is there a name for it, John? 34 zeros. 2 and 34 zeros.
So it's way more than a trillion.
Oh, way more than a trillion.
A trillion
yeah.
is just a little bit more than a billion.
It's 20.
You know, I think there is a word.
Let's see.
It's
Let's
like
Google it.
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's like centillion or something.
So
you know, it's
10 something.
But it
so
says
it's 30,
a decillion.
30, yeah,
A
decillion.
number with
Yeah, that sounds
33
right.
zeros is called a decillion.
But if you get to 36 zeros, it's an undecillion.
Whoa!
Wow. So, by the way, I don't think Google will ever pay this fine.
No.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous number. 20 and 34 zeros.
and then they would just
That's
keep
amazing.
Google out of Russia if they don't pay it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably a bigger loss for Google than it is for the Russians.
Probably is, although 34 zeros, you're not going to pay that. So Ireland...
There's somebody who could fix that.
I'm sure. So Ireland, what do we know about... Actually, let's start here. Christian Coloco.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start there.
Tell me the expectations. We talked to Momo a little bit about it. He's a guy that's been around and hasn't paid off, has dealt with some health issues. Where are we with him?
He's here. He's eligible to play tonight.
I'm here.
I don't know. It probably depends whether or not AD plays tonight.
Right.
I came over on the bus with AD, and I think he's going to try and play.
Okay.
So if he does play, then I think you go with AD and Jackson Hayes, and you probably won't see Coloco. If AD doesn't play, I think Coloco gets thrown into the fire. And I think he's got a really good chance to get some playing time. He's a good shot blocker, a little more athletic than Jackson Hayes, a little better defender. Jackson's probably a little better offensively. Coloco was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year at Arizona.
Yeah.
Played 1 year with the Raptors. Wasn't great on offense, but was excellent defensively. And let's be honest, that's what the Lakers need is defense and rebounding. They got killed rebounding in Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 55-37 Pistons.
How many beefs do you have?
A bunch.
Yeah.
And the problem is that if AD is kind of like left to do all the big man stuff by himself.
Sure.
Particularly if Rui doesn't play.
And by the way, AD is off to just a phenomenal start.
He would be in the conversation for MVP if
Absolutely.
they had a better record.
John, I'm picking up on some 2020 vibes from LeBron and AD in terms of their level of commitment to playing all the time. Haven't both of them said they want to play all 82?
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think that'll happen.
I don't either, but it seems like something happened at the Olympics. Like they came back in with that same kind of energy they had in 2020, where AD was almost like trying to impress LeBron.
Right.
And it was a sort of big brother, big little brother thing, and they were all like, "We're gonna set the tone for this team."
Sure.
Do you get that from those guys?
No.
No.
Just
I do
straight
not.
no.
I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know where you're getting it.
Oh. I just feel like they're both just going every single game. Like they're setting this tone of like every single game matters.
I would be willing to bet a ton of money that they do not play every game.
Yes.
Both of them? Because AD may not play tonight, but both.
Yeah.
Right.
LeBron's not playing 82 games.
But they said they want to.
To be honest, I don't know where you're getting that, and I haven't heard anyone else suggest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they want to. I'm sure they would love to, but I don't think it's necessarily
the
smartest thing.
On Dave McMenamin tweeted a video or something of LeBron. Basically, they were asking LeBron, "What do you do if AD can't play?" And AD yells it from the background, "He's not out." Like in other words, I'm not going to be out. Like he's saying, I'm playing.
Okay.
That's true. I don't even know if it would be smart, guys, for them to attempt to play all 82.
I don't either, John. I think in this day and age,
because they only get judged by the playoffs.
Yeah.
Michael's looking at you like you're crazy, Ramona.
Of course.
Doesn't it seem like maybe they're saying it because Joel Embiid says, I'm not going to play in back-to-backs and all those kinds of things. So they're coming out and saying, I want to play all the time.
Well, wait a minute. Those guys did play. They both played in excess of 70 games last year.
I think 75.
Right. I think
69 for LeBron,
I think that's a good number to shoot for.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can do that again, I mean, I think you take that. Now, here's my question, John, about the Lakers. So I watched on Monday, and I noticed that there is absolutely no pop in the bench. 54 minutes of bench time, 10 points. Right. If you're starting AD, LeBron, Austin, D'Angelo, and Rui, where the hell is the bench scoring supposed to come from? Dalton Connects, Max Christie, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Gabe Vincent. Where is the offense coming from?
Dalton Connect played 8 minutes and 41 seconds in Detroit.
Yeah.
Cam Reddish played 14 minutes. I think that needs to flip. I think that Dalton Connect needs more minutes. The answer to your question is Dalton Connect. He can really shoot. He can really score. But, most coaches don't play rookies. And JJ hasn't played him a ton, but he has played him. Matter of fact, I would start Connect.
In place of if Rui can't go,
But don't you think that takes away some of your defense on off? Like they're talking about how you need better defensively coming out. That's 3 guys in the backcourt that cannot defend.
Mm-hmm. So, are you assuming Dalton Connect can't defend?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, they were. They're targeting him.
Well, I think they're targeting everybody except AD.
Right. Is MT there?
Yeah.
What was
We're trying to get him up, but we can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, there I am. So, wait a minute. So, Ireland, you are suggesting that NBA players should follow the Steve Mason schedule, like take a month off?
No, I think LeBron should play 70 games.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to talk about him. He's old, so he needs to play no more than 70.
No, Ramona says LeBron and AD are going to play every game.
AD should.
Anthony Davis said it's his goal.
Yeah,
he said
that should
out
be his
loud.
goal. He's 31.
Michael, he might not play tonight.
Well, okay, if a guy's hurt, I understand that, Ireland. Well, if you're healthy...
You clearly don't, because you think Joel Embiid is the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, you think he's the best player in the NBA, Michael.
You seem to think, Michael, that getting hurt is like an all expenses paid excuse not to play.
No, I'm talking about if someone's healthy, they should never sit out. That's what you keep talking, making excuses for. Guys taking nights off.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron should play every game.
No, not him. He's got an exception because of his age and
anyone over the over 36 rule, right?
Wait,
yeah, right,
but if you get 70 games out of those guys, you got to call that a win, man.
Oh, 70 out of LeBron, of course.
Yeah.
But not from AD.
Even AD. 70 games out of AD would be great.
Would be fantastic.
Hey, Michael, since we have you here, can I ask you about the Joel Embiid thing?
Yeah.
Getting three game suspension for shoving the columnist.
Yeah.
Right.
What'd you make of that?
I thought he should have gotten fined. I wouldn't have suspended him because of the circumstances.
Okay.
That columnist touched a very sensitive spot for him and
let me
personal
ask you
spot
another
for him.
question. Ramona and I disagree about whether or not anything should happen to the Zach, he can't hear me.
I can barely hear Ireland. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Ramona thinks that nothing should happen to the columnist.
Oh, no. He should be banned.
Since he apologized.
No, he should be banned. Revoke his credentials, Ramona. You don't bring up somebody's dead relative and compare that to reason why you shouldn't be playing a game.
I'm not saying it was good.
No, that was
I'm just saying you
but
can't
Ramona,
have...
why does the reporter get off scot-free?
Well, he's already apologized. He's already they already changed the column.
He wrote that.
Yeah,
he wrote that stupid column and he pushed send just like.
So you guys would cancel the columnist?
Yeah.
For the rest of the season.
They pull their credential. I don't know. I think people write and say dumb things all the time.
Mace, go back and read what he wrote.
I absolutely will. I absolutely will.
I mean, it was very bad what he did.
That's right.
But he needed an editor, and there's people who say and write stupid things that cross lines all the time. I heard that he apologized. I later have heard that it wasn't a great apology.
It was terrible.
That's right. Come on,
it wasn't
Ramona.
a great apology.
What
should have happened?
Would you write
something?
Never in a million years. Okay?
Yeah, see, you wouldn't do it. You have a common sense. That guy, no, he doesn't.
No, but here's what should have happened. After the column was written, Joel and the columnist should have sat down in a private room, and Joel should have said whatever he had to say. And the columnist should have apologized to him face to face, man to man. There should have been someone there in between them, making sure nothing escalated, and then it was over.
I don't think Joel Embiid wants to be in a room with that guy.
No, I wouldn't want to.
As a matter of fact, I heard Joel threatened him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ireland, you would pull the columnist credential
for 1 year. I'd let him come back at the beginning of next year.
Michael, you're the same.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Momo,
Mace, what's your gut instinct? Not having read it, what's your instinct?
I'm on the side of the player.
Yeah.
If he wrote something that
he basically said, I'll tell you what he said.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said Joel Embiid often talks about his son Arthur as his motivation in his job. Arthur was named after his brother who died tragically in a car accident. Well, the first part of doing your job is actually showing up to play.
Wow.
It's pretty bad.
It is
I
bad.
don't know how you bring. I mean, my general rule, and Ramona, I know it's always been yours too, is families are off limits.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. Unless they welcome it.
Right.
Unless it was something like Freddie Freeman and his son that Freddie openly talked about.
I mean, to me, what he wrote is as bad as bringing up somebody's dead dad on Father's Day or somebody's dead mom on Mother's Day, and they had a bad game and their mom would be sad. You know what I mean? It was pretty bad.
I'm on the side of the player here.
I would pull
the credential for the rest of the season.
I don't think you can pull credentials because you don't like what they write.
What are you talking about? It's going to happen all the time.
Reporters, people do go over the line all the time.
They do.
Lincoln Riley did it too with that kid who did nothing.
If I was the Philly Inquirer, I would suspend him for a week or two, and because of the column, and then we move on. But pulling credentials is a very slippery slope.
I don't understand why. It's not a right for any media member to be credentialed. It's a privilege. It's up to the team. If you're creating stress in the locker room for the star player on the team, I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay, well,
to
but
keep
like
that guy out.
like Mace just said, he wants Lincoln Riley gone. Should USC allow him to still, be at the games?
If Mason doesn't bring up anything personal with Lincoln Riley and his opinion is based on how the team is performing, then I would credential him.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
But personal is I don't think he's the guy. I think he's too stubborn. I think he's whatever you said. Is that personal enough?
Yeah, if Lincoln Riley had a brother who passed away and Mason started talking about him every day,
that would be the parallel.
That
would be the parallel.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Michael, you want to play Game of Games? Ireland, you're going to play Game of Games?
Sure, why not?
All right, good.
Whose game is it?
It is my game today.
Oh,
is it good?
I think it's pretty good.
All right.
Okay. I'm pretty proud of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Jeopardy?
It's probably not as good as Ramona's games.
By the way, I've not done Jeopardy in at least 6 months. We'll do it coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
No turkey? No stuffing? No gravy? Oh no! Tell me it's not too late. Tell me it's not too late. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Get a 16-inch hard-shelled roller suitcase when you earn 500 points on your rewards card. The 12th.
Number 2.
Veterans Day freebie. Rewards members get a free military rubber duck. The 11th.
And the number 1 reason.
Just hilarious. Live January 11th.
Morongo. Good times.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
You never expect a game-ending double play, walk-off grand slam in the World Series, or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star team you can call to pinch hit for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000.
Don't get struck out by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation that you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team hit it out of the park for you.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text CHEST to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CHEST to 42424. That's CHEST to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. And Monday night, the Los Angeles Rams will host the Miami Dolphins. And the Rams, of course, 4-4. They are second in the NFC West now and have won 3 in a row. So I've got a game. And it is about the two cities, Los Angeles and Miami.
All right.
Yes.
So the answers are
Michael's
either
gonna
LA
win
or
this
Miami.
Oh, yeah. My favorite city, Miami.
I know you love this place. All right, here we go. This city is home to 25 billionaires with a combined net worth of $99 billion. Is that L.A. or is that Miami, Bergman?
I'm going to go with L.A.
L.A. Momo.
Miami.
Miami. Ireland.
Miami.
Miami. Brian.
L.A.
L.A. Laura.
Miami.
Miami. And Michael Thompson.
Texas, Miami.
Miami. The correct answer is Los Angeles.
Really?
Hey,
Wow.
me and
I thought
Brian.
we had more billionaires
There are
than that.
25 billionaires in Los Angeles.
That's it?
Combined net worth of
thought there'd be
99
more.
billion.
I thought there'd be way more.
Only 17 billionaires live in Miami.
That's
Are you
all
keeping
we
score,
got in LA?
Ireland?
I'm keeping score.
I got
Okay.
score.
Ireland, I would have thought we had like 100 billionaires.
Yeah, me too.
I've got Bergman and Brian with 1. Did anybody
Yep.
else get that right?
Is it?
No. Okay.
No.
Number 2. This is the only American city founded by a woman. Is it L.A. or is it Miami? Momo.
I'm going to say Miami.
Miami. Ireland.
Miami.
Miami. Brian.
L.A.
L.A. Laura.
LA.
L.A. Michael. Bergman.
It is.
Michael goes first.
Oh, Michael.
It is Miami.
It is Miami. Bergman.
He's so serious about it. I'll go with you, Michael. Miami.
Yeah, it is Miami. Michael, I think you did know this. Miami was founded by a businesswoman named Julia Tuttle, who
That's right.
convinced a railroad tycoon to extend his railway to the area by sending him oranges from her garden during a cold snap.
Wow.
So she
So
did
are we
found
going
the
with
city.
LA founded on Olivera Street? Is that right?
I
I thought that's where it was founded.
I don't know. Mama.
You're from LA?
This is not part of the game.
Okay.
Okay. Here's number 3. William H. Macy, Cheryl Hines, and Debbie Harry from Blondie were all born in this city. Is it L.A. or is it Miami, Ireland?
Miami.
Miami. Brian.
Miami.
Miami. Laura.
Miami.
Miami. Michael.
Miami.
Miami. Bergman.
Miami.
Miami. Momo.
Miami.
Ah, guys, you guys sniffed it out. Yeah, that was Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I knew that one.
By the way, I'm sorry, Cheryl Hines. They were born in Miami. I tried to put people who feel very L.A.
Yeah.
They do feel LA.
I think I knew that William H. Macy was.
Yeah.
That's the one I think I knew.
All right, here we go. This city has the largest Buddhist community in
Wow.
America. Largest Buddhist community in America. Is that L.A. or is that Miami? Brian.
L.A.
L.A. Laura.
LA.
L.A. Michael.
L.A.
L.A. Bergman.
LA.
L.A. Momo.
LA.
L.A. and Ireland.
I'm with the crowd.
Yeah, it is L.A. There are actually 184 Buddhist centers and 92,000 Buddhists
Wow,
living in
that's a
Los
lot.
Angeles. Yeah. All right, here's number 5. I've got Bergman 4, Momo 3, Ireland 3, Brian 3, Michael Thompson 3, Laura 2.
Yep.
Number 5. This city is home to the world's largest boat show. Is that L.A. or is that Miami? We start with Laura here.
Both have oceans.
I will go with Miami.
Miami. Michael.
It's why the NBA can't hold an All-Star game there. Miami.
Miami. Bergman.
You changed my mind again. Miami.
Miami. Momo.
The largest boat show.
Yeah.
In
I'm
the
gonna,
world.
I'm going to go with Miami.
Going with Miami. Ireland.
I'm taking a shot. L.A.
L.A.
No. Why do you think the All-Star weekend's never there,
Why
Ireland?
don't you wait till the answer?
Brian.
Let's go Miami, too.
Going Miami. Laura, you started, right?
Miami, yes.
All right. The correct answer is Miami.
That's why we never have an All-Star weekend there.
The
Same time,
annual event
conflicts.
turns the city into a nautical hub,
Wow.
providing an exciting glimpse into the latest marine technology and luxury
Hey,
life.
What's it
Ramona,
called?
you know the NBA asked Miami to move the boat show for the All-Star weekend?
Really?
Miami told
Really?
them to go bleep themselves.
Oh, really?
That's how big the
What is
boat
it?
show is.
And then there's also Art Basel, right? Is that
That's right.
Yeah. Is it the same thing?
no,
Or
it's
something
different.
different?
It's
Okay.
different.
Okay, here we go. Number 6. And we're starting with Michael here. This city is home to the third largest Chinatown in the world. Third largest Chinatown in the world. Michael, is that Miami or is that L.A.?
It's definitely L.A., man. It's Cuba Town in Miami, not Chinatown.
Bergman?
LA.
L.A. Momo?
Third in the world?
Third largest Chinatown in the world.
I mean, I'm going to go LA, but I don't believe it.
Ireland.
This is a salute to Mason's favorite movie. It's L.A.
L.A. Brian.
Give me Miami.
Miami. Laura.
LA.
L.A. The correct answer. L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Really?
Third
San
largest in the
Francisco, New
world.
York, and what else?
In the world.
San Francisco, probably.
San
world,
Francisco's
yeah.
the largest.
Yeah.
So maybe China would have one bigger.
Yeah, China probably has some big Chinatowns.
Probably. You'd think so.
All right, I've got Bergman with 6, Momo with 5, Michael Thompson with 5, Ireland 4, Brian 4, Laura 4.
Let's go.
How many are left?
2 left.
2
All
left.
right,
So we'll start-
Bergman's
Greg
gonna
has to go first.
Start with our leaders.
Got it.
This city has America's largest concentration of international banks? Is it L.A. or is it Miami? Bergman?
Miami.
Says Miami. Let's see. Michael, you got 5. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely Miami with all those South American drug running bikes down there.
Yeah, a lot of drug
That's where I was going, Michael.
That's right.
Let's go Momo.
I'm going to say Miami as well.
Miami?
I think that's true.
Ireland?
I think I have to go L.A. because I'm 2 back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
L.A.
L.A. Brian?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Laura?
Miami.
Miami. The correct answer is Miami.
Yeah. It's all in South American banks.
It is.
Got to launder that money.
It is.
Yeah, that
I
makes
watch
sense.
Narcos.
A pivotal hub for finance between the Americas.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I've got Bergman with 7, Momo with 6.
Let's go.
Michael with
I got to
6.
answer different than you now.
2
gotta go
left.
different.
2 left. Okay, I
no,
don't
you
have
said-
to answer different.
Which
No,
means.
you said there were 2 left last time.
Well, there are 2 left now. If I said that before, I was lying.
Ireland
I
might.
think I'm still out. I only have 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got 4. So Ireland,
So I'm
you're
out.
out.
Okay.
Brian, you're out. Laura, you've got 4. You're out.
I have 5.
Do you have 5? Okay, then you're in. All right.
I'm keeping score.
Bergman's got the lead.
Okay.
Approximate.
Number
scores.
8.
No, I have it.
Deacon Jones,
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., and Isaac Bruce were all born in this city. Is it L.A.
Huh.
or is it Miami? Bergman?
I have no clue. I'll go L.A. I feel like we're due for an L.A.
L.A. Momo, you're next.
You don't have to go different, by the way, yet.
I know. Was Floyd Mayweather from L.A.? I don't think so. I'm going to say Miami.
Saying Miami. And Michael Thompson.
No, I don't remember. I know everything about Floyd. I never heard about he's born in Miami, so I'm going to L.A.
Thought he was Detroit. But
Yeah,
The correct
exactly.
answer is Miami.
Yay!
Yes, Floyd Mayweather
There you
Jr. was
go. We're
born
tied.
in Miami
Wow.
along with Deacon Jones and Isaac Bruce.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because Deacon Jones you would have thought here, but yeah.
Okay, last one. You got to
Let's
make
go.
your move.
Let's
So
go.
who's tied?
We're
Bergman
all
7,
tied.
Momo 7, Michael Thompson 6.
So he has to, Michael, you got to go different.
You gotta go
and
last.
Momo,
Let's
you got to
go,
go first. You
Greg.
get to
But
go
it
first,
didn't
Momo.
matter.
Let's go. All
right.
right.
This city has the first and only Ferris wheel powered by solar energy. Is it L.A. or is it Miami? Momo?
Let's go Miami.
Going Miami.
Solar's huge. I'm going to go L.A.
L.A.? Michael Thompson?
Me too.
You're
LA.
out.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
can't.
Michael's out.
Yeah.
I'm out?
Yeah, because
Oh.
they went different answers.
The
Yeah,
correct
so we're gonna have a
answer
winner.
is L.A.
Hey,
Yeah, L.A.
Momo.
The Pacific,
Where is it?
the
Way
Pacific,
to go, Momo.
the Pacific wheel
She
on
lost.
the Santa Monica
That's
Pier
that's
is
solar?
solar powered.
Momo lost?
Momo
Yeah, I
lost.
lost. I
Greg
lost.
won.
Yeah, Greg won.
Oh, screw that.
I didn't think that's the only Ferris wheel that I thought, and I didn't think that was solar powered.
Yeah, it is solar powered. The Ferris wheel on
when?
Santa Monica
It's
Pier. I
been.
don't
It's
know.
a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
Miami doesn't have a Ferris wheel.
No.
What's your tiebreaker, Mace?
it's tiebreaker. If you
I'm
combine
out
the
of it.
population of L.A. County with the population of Miami-Dade County,
Yeah.
what is the total?
Okay.
L.A. County plus Miami-Dade County. Michael, what do you think?
Miami's got about 450,000, I think. And so L.A., I'm going to guess 450 plus, let's say 5.5 million.
5.5. Bergman?
4.3.
4.3. Momo?
12 million.
12 million. Ireland?
I think they're all low. I think it's 15 million. I
15.
think LA County alone is like 14 million.
That's
Brian.
why I went with 12. But I think you're
11
right.
million.
11 million. And Laura?
Should I go ridiculous here?
Yeah, no, you always go ridiculous.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ridiculous.
700
19
billion.
million.
19
Oh, that's not ridiculous.
million.
Nah,
By the way,
it's
that's
kinda
not totally ridiculous.
I know, but
What is
still.
it?
Again, population of L.A. County, 9.7 million.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And Miami,
Population
like 3.
of Miami-Dade County, 2.7. Correct answer, 12.4. So
Wow,
Momo at
Momo.
12
See, I
million
went crazy. I wanted to
took
say
the
13.
tiebreaker.
Yes.
So there you have it. All right, there's your game of games.
good.
You guys going to hang out a little bit there from Memphis? I want to talk a little bit about the Lakers, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
No,
Okay,
not
cool.
if you're going to be negative.
I'm not. Have I been negative at all? I don't think I've been negative.
I mean, you wanted to fire Lincoln Riley.
Well, that. I mean, they're 4-5.
And then what were you saying about the Lakers earlier?
There's no bench pop
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, no bench pop at all.
Yeah, pretty negative.
Yeah, I guess that is a little negative. By the way, you're listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma brand station. Hey, Game of Games brought to you by Jacob Imrani. Everybody loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anybody can fight, but Jacob is here for you when you need a big win after an accident. Go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB and make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 sent you. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station.
Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right. Hey, what is on tap? That's the question. And I don't necessarily have the answer because I lost my page.
Is it a draft beer?
No, there it is.
Oh, okay.
What's on tap on 710? Thanks to Michelob Ultra.
Hey.
The 4-3 Lakers continuing their road trip as they head off to Memphis to battle the Grizzlies. Coverage starts at 3:30, tip-off at 5 here at all on your afternoon drive on 710 AM or in crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. So Michael and John are in Memphis right now. By the way, when you go to Memphis, did you go to Graceland? Have you ever been to Graceland?
Once.
I went once.
Many years ago.
The first time I went to Memphis, I went to Graceland.
Yeah?
And I don't need to go back. It's okay.
Michael, have you been there?
No, that's too far away. That's two blocks further. That's way too far from my 2-block radius.
You definitely have to drive.
Michael went to Gus's, though. It was exactly, exactly 2 blocks.
Yep, that's it. That's as far as I ventured from the hotel.
How much
on
chicken do you eat there?
I had 4 pieces, 2 breasts, 2 legs. Ireland had like 8 pieces.
There you go.
6?
Yeah.
So I've got this crazy idea. So Elvis died in Memphis, right? And then they turned
on the toilet,
on the can, which is a terrible way to go.
I don't know. It could have been all right.
Limp to the bed and die.
I mean.
Yeah, why is that a terrible way to go? That's actually kind of a good way to go.
On the can? No.
Sure, why not?
No.
It's kind of embarrassing.
That's a little
It
embarrassing.
is embarrassing, yeah.
it's
So
embarrassing that everybody knows.
I would,
if you're going to go, you're going to go, right?
When I go, I would like to be buried in my backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the house would become Maceland.
That sounds very Mason.
Tell me about your jungle room.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that
would Julio be able to bury you in the backyard, or you got to go through city council first?
We may need city planning to get on that.
I definitely think you need city planning.
You need a permit.
You definitely need a permit.
To turn it into
I
Maceland.
think burial is one of the great scams of all time.
Totally.
Me too.
I'm getting cremated for sure.
Seriously.
Where do you want your ashes scattered?
By the way,
Don't care.
Augusta?
cremation costs a lot of money, and you know it takes a while.
To what?
To cremate. You think like, hey, you just get her done, right?
Yeah,
and it takes like a couple weeks.
No.
I'm serious. There's a backlog.
No.
My dad got cremated in like 2 days.
Yeah, my dad was also cremated. Like I think he was cremated overnight.
Mine took 2 weeks. We had
Just
to have
take
his
your-
funeral before we had the ashes.
Well, you know what a waste of money it is. Just go out in the desert, put you on a funeral pyre, and light you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what
That's
they're
cool.
doing now? They're taking people, they're sticking them in like a biodegradable bag.
Yeah, I've heard about that. And then they plant a tree on top of you.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
sounds like something that would happen to me. Biodegradable bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you go out? A biodegradable bag.
And then use you as fertilizer.
Exactly.
Just
exactly.
the thought of that is scary to me. Like the buried alive stuff is scary.
I did it. It's not bad.
Yeah, Mason did a whole show.
I can't believe you did that.
I did 48 hours buried alive.
Yeah, no
Buried
way.
alive. What? How much? Like how? Like how much oxygen did you have?
I had this right over my face. I had this tube that led up to the air, and I was in a.
We got the anthem going strong.
Yeah, I
here.
know. And I was in the coffin, and there was a camera inside the coffin, so people that showed up at the car dealership that bought the whole thing.
Wait a minute. You were under the ground?
I was.
This is
For 48
crazy.
For 48 hours, Michael.
How deep under? Like a couple of feet?
No, 6 feet
what?
under.
What?
It was exactly 6 feet under.
And
Yeah.
what did you do when you were in the casket? You just lay on your back and just fall asleep?
I did shows from there.
What?
Yeah,
That's
they
why you did it.
It
You
was
did it as
I
a
was
bit.
I was doing shows as a bit, so
Oh, my God.
I was doing morning drive, and then the rest of the day people would show up and say hi, wave down, all
How'd you
that
go to
kind
the
of stuff.
bathroom?
You
Yeah.
didn't. I had to not eat or drink for 48 hours before I went into the box.
Did you
What
get
about
hungry?
claustrophobia?
Okay, Mace, answer this question honestly.
Yeah.
I know it might be a little gross. Did you go anyway?
No,
You didn't have to.
no, literally did not have to go.
Just held it for 24 hours.
Weren't you thirsty?
Now I could have water once I was down there, and I would just like wet my whistle
Well, wait a minute,
little
Mace.
bit.
Between your nose and the top of the casket, how much space was between you?
Between the nose and the top of the casket?
Yeah, when you're laying there.
Probably a foot. It was probably a little more than an actual
I mean, like
casket
compare
would be.
this to being in an MRI machine. This is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Of.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I would do it again.
Oh.
Yeah, I would do it again.
How are you?
a
How are
great
you
bit.
in an MRI machine?
I'm fine.
Oh, gosh.
I haven't had a lot of them, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
fine.
I don't love it.
So,
Yeah, that's
guys, I want to ask you something aside from Maceland and burial.
Yeah.
So the Lakers had 54 bench minutes the other night and had 10 points. Gabe Vincent played 18 minutes, did not take a shot, had one.
I don't think Cam Reddish took a shot either, did he?
No, he didn't.
No, the guy off the bench that hasn't produced, and the Lakers expected him to take a big step this year is Max Christie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
He
agree.
needs to
Where's
come
he
off the
been?
bench. He needs to average like 10, 12 points off
Yeah.
the bench every game.
Yeah, he's my guess on who would start tonight if Rui doesn't play. But, Michael, might they have to go big? In other words, start Jackson Hayes next to AD, and then AD can take Triple J.
Yeah.
and,
Right, 'cause they
that'll
got
work.
Zach Edey can go to
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, that could work.
How's Edie playing?
He's doing all right.
He's coming off of the best game of his career. I mean, his career is short. It's only 7-8 games. But he had 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks.
Yeah, Mace,
the other night.
there's still room and Ramona for a guy like Edie in the league. I know
Yeah.
Mace and Ramona, you guys think
I'm
it's all a
high on
perimeter
him.
and
No,
three-point
I'm all.
league now.
It
so,
is.
Michael, the scouting report on Zach Edey is that he is competitive as heck because people were making fun of him his whole life, right?
Yeah.
They were calling him a stiff. They were old. He's slow. He's a plotter. And he was like, I'm going to show you. And that's why he's in the league right now, because he changed his whole game. He turned him into, he proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, man, he's a load, man. He's
Yeah.
that's like if Yao Ming was coming along
That's
now,
right.
they poo-poo him and say,
Yeah.
oh, he's too slow. It's crazy.
Let me ask you something about Max Christie. So John Hollinger wrote this, and I'll get your reaction to it. Momo, your reaction. When they re-signed Max Christie, he said, it was a bit shocking to see the Lakers commit to a 4-year, $32 million free agent deal to bring him back, one that included a 4th-year player option. Talking to some other people around the league, I don't think I'm alone in this opinion. Momo, what do you think?
So this is the trend now. If you believe in a guy, that you give him a deal before they've really done anything.
Right.
Because then you lock him in for a much lower number, and you're happy about it later. So what it showed me was that they really believe in him, and they think that he's gonna be worth it. But it also, let's be real about it. It also is a very tradable contract.
Well,
It's a
not
young
only that,
player,
but
cost
so
control, and
Mace, you
tradable.
said 4 years, 32.
Yeah.
4 years, 32 free agent deal to bring him back
$8
includes
million a year. I know this is ridiculous to people that work for a living, but $8 million a year, Michael, is not, not
No.
a lot of money.
But it's like a mid-level exception.
But they're not getting any production out of him right now.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, he's got time. He's still young.
I like his athleticism. He can really jump. He can shoot. He gets burned on defense occasionally, but I think it's way too early to pass judgment on.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying. Look, they need some bench production.
I wasn't surprised by it because that's the trend in the NBA. A lot of teams do this now, but I just think he's got to produce. If they show you they believe in you and they give you that kind of contract, you got to produce.
I've got a really big question I want to ask when we come back. It's about the Lakers, and we've got the perfect two guys, actually you and Michael and John both on this one. What might be the biggest problem for the Lakers this year? That's coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
After a 3-0 loss in Vancouver, the Black and Gold find themselves in a do-or-die match Friday night.
We have no one to blame but ourselves, and we will look to correct those mistakes this week in training and try to finish out the series on Friday.
A spot in the Western Conference semifinals is on the line in a decisive Game 3 at BMO Stadium.
We know our fans are amazing, and we're going to do everything we can to bring a win at home and move on to the next round.
Los Angeles Football Club versus Vancouver Whitecaps. Pre-game begins Friday night at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
You've seen him on the roast of Tom Brady, and you've heard him host the #1 podcast in the world, Kill Tony. Now see Tony Hinchcliffe perform stand-up comedy live at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Saturday, November 16th. The man behind millions of views worldwide and countless sold-out shows brings his stand-up set to you. Critics call him a must-see. Don't miss this stand-up comedian, writer, podcast host, and professional wordsmith, Tony Hinchcliffe. Tickets on sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com. Be sure to listen to Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr every Monday in the 9 a.m. hour on his new show, The Travis and DeMarco Show. He's going to give you his best of from the whole football weekend. And you know, when DeMarco serves up a best of, you know it means something. Don't miss it. They've got their best of the weekend, plus your chance to win a Fantasy Springs Weekend Getaway prize pack with your best of. That's Mondays in the 9 a.m. hour on The Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. Made possible by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Uh-oh, Michael. So, a company called, Embraer has brought out a futuristic aviation project.
Yeah, it's a Canadian company.
The company has joined Bombardier to provide the futuristic vision of a business jet that's piloted by artificial intelligence. At the National Business Aviation Association in Orlando, the jet giant unveiled the plans for a future mid-size cabin jet featuring a cockpit but no pilot. It will be flown by artificial intelligence. Michael, what do you think?
That is so stupid, so dumb. Who is going to fly on that? I would like to.
Besides you, Mason will.
Besides you, Mason, I want to see the idiot's going to go jump on that plane.
I've been in Waymos. I get the technology. I'm still here. I've survived all of it.
You're an interesting cat because, you'll text me, and we'll be in a text conversation. Then I'll be driving, and I'll say, I'm just going to pick up the phone and call him. Straight to voicemail.
I will never answer
Straight
the phone.
Like you don't like humans.
No, I do. I love
like
humans.
talk.
I don't like talking on the phone.
But you would
I'm
prefer to
anti-phone
ride
talk.
in the Waymo than talking on the phone or talking
Correct.
to your Uber driver.
I don't need to talk to my Uber driver. I will if there's a driver.
I have come back around. I like to talk on the phone.
Oh,
like
do you?
my friend Chloe just called me, like actually called. And wanted to talk.
That's voicemail
and
for
I
me.
Straight to voicemail.
Straight to voicemail.
Like I was like, and I
Sorry,
wrote her back.
Chloe.
Sorry, I'm on the air. I'll hit you after the show. And she's like, "Is it urgent?" And I'm like, "Is it urgent?" And she's like, "No, just calling to chat."
Oh, I do not want to chat on the phone.
I love chatting. Isn't it nice
Michael,
to
you
chat?
get a lot of calls.
Yeah, but I don't chat though. What do you want? Okay, bye.
Yeah, that is true. That is what you do. Ireland, do you still chat on the phone?
On the phone, Michael.
Just to my mom.
Yeah, see, my mom, my brothers, and that's it. My
Family.
mom and brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, family. Laura, what about you?
My mom and my sister.
Yeah, Brian, do you talk?
Just my parents. That's it.
Yeah, nobody chats.
Do you talk to the Uber driver?
Yeah.
Other than hello.
If he's feeling chatty, I'll chat
You engage?
along.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I like people. I just don't want to talk to them on the phone. All right, so real quick here, I want to get to this before we turn things over to Beto and Michael Thompson. So here's my question. How can the Lakers be competitive when they are taking the fewest threes in the league? Right now, Boston is averaging 50 3-point shots per game, and the Lakers are averaging the fewest threes in the league at 30 per game. How can they be competitive when other teams are taking many more threes?
When they made their run to the Western Conference Finals a couple of years ago, they were in the same boat. They were just so much better at scoring in the paint than they were at taking threes that they just beat people up with their size. I mean, as a matter of fact, we were down here in Memphis for the first round of the playoffs that year. We wiped them out in 6. Then we took the Warriors out. And then we ran into Denver. But, Michael, the advantage the Lakers have is LeBron and AD can score in the paint almost any time they want. I still would like them to take more threes than they're taking. How about you?
No, 30 is enough, especially if you got guys who can score, go into the basket, score in the mid-range. The mid-range shot is a lost art these days, Ramona, and it's a high percentage shot. So a lot of these teams shoot a lot of threes, but they're not good shooters. They're just it's just volume. It's not really accuracy.
By the way, Boston is averaging 19 makes on 50 three-pointers.
Yeah, Boston's a good shooting team.
Yeah, very
not
good.
everybody's
Less than 40%,
like that.
yeah.
Do you guys know the weird dynamic that's going on tonight in Boston?
Yes, very, very much so.
Okay,
Jason Tatum is facing Steve Kerr for the first time since he benched him in the Olympics.
Right, and no Jaylen Brown. So Jason Tatum might score 60 points.
Oh, hell.
You guys are making too much of this.
Why?
I mean, he didn't play. He wasn't in a rotation in the Olympic Games because the U.S. team was so deep. Now, I know he's a good player, top 10 player, but he didn't. The team really didn't need him to win,
Also,
even though I would have played him.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, but
and
that
Jason,
doesn't mean he's not going to be bad.
Jason wasn't very good right then. This is what happened. He was not shooting well. Like he was shooting 26% in the playoffs last year, and from 3 he had a mechanical issue with his shot. He's since worked on it, and he's having an MVP type season now. But at the time, he wasn't playing very well, and so I think the role that he wanted to play is the one LeBron ended up playing. And then when LeBron wasn't out there, it was Kevin Durant, so he was sort of third in line behind those two guys. My issue with the whole way that USA Basketball handled it is Jason Tatum is a top 5 NBA player. He's a all NBA first team guy 2 years in a row. They just won a title. He's been in the Team USA cycle for even in the off years. If you are not going to play him, if he's going to be out of the rotation, don't waste his time. Don't embarrass him. Like, tell him in advance, this is what it's looking like for you, or message it through the media to say, hey, you know, we might be sitting some All-Stars or NBA let that hang out there so he doesn't go out there standing on the bench with everyone wondering why he's not playing.
Well, somebody was bound to not play.
Yeah, but so message that. Put that out in front.
Yeah, they cut Kawhi.
Yeah,
because his knee was bad.
Yeah,
but
he didn't agree with that.
You got to protect his ego, and you got to not embarrass somebody who's been good to your program.
I mean, Anthony Edwards probably the most other than John Morant, the most dynamic backcourt player. He only averaged like 15 minutes a game on that team.
By the way, Michael, Kawhi did not agree with that assessment, and neither did the Clippers. They were both pissed.
Really? I thought
Team USA.
I thought he withdrew himself.
No. Go back and read up on that. That is, I mean, the Clippers were furious.
Were they?
Well, I mean, were they faking it?
I mean, Ty Lue was one of the coaches.
Right.
I'm just saying.
So what are you saying?
And he
So
still
they
hasn't
cut
played
him?
this
Are
year.
you saying they cut him, Ireland?
They did cut him.
They cut him because he showed up and he didn't look right. His
Because
knee
of
was
his
still
knee,
messed
right?
up. Yeah. And
So I
so
said I'm fine.
I think Lawrence Frank did a very good job of sticking up for his guy, but I don't think anybody was upset that he
But
wasn't on
why
that
would
team.
Lawrence Frank stick up for Kawhi if Kawhi wasn't mad? Kawhi was mad.
Kawhi was mad.
Yeah.
So
Michael disagrees with that. He doesn't think Kawhi was mad.
I mean, it's like Sean McVay saying everything's his fault.
Right.
So it's not his fault. Your players sucked or whatever it was. But, like, he still says it's his fault because he's a good leader. I think Lawrence Frank was being a good leader and taking up for his guy. But I don't think they were mad that he wasn't playing at all because he still hasn't played. His knee needs to be babied right now.
Yeah, why would they cut Kawhi, who's one of the best all-around players, if his knee wasn't 100%?
Yeah, his knee was not
That makes no
100%.
sense.
All
Not even
I'm
close.
saying, Michael, and you can look this up, Kawhi was not happy when they cut him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's an absolute fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this sucker up. Thank you very
Mace
much
is
for
done.
being out there. Thank you very much for listening. It's a strange day in the world, but I'm glad we could talk some sports and have some fun today. By the way, tonight will be interesting. The Lakers will they play big? Will they put Anthony Davis on the floor if he's healthy with Jackson Hayes against Edie and JJR? JJR.
Triple J.
Jaron Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Will they play them both?
He just warmed up and went back inside, so I'm not sure what that means. But he has tested it out.
I think this is all about perimeter defense tonight.
All right, perimeter defense. We will keep an eye. Coming up next for you is Lakers pre. Beto Duran, Michael Thompson with you. See you tomorrow.